eagle gives you wings. एक नंदन रह सकने में.
Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Inter-University Esports Championship 2021, powered by Softlogic Max and Dell Gaming Academy, as well as Red Bull. And of course, the entire tournament, organized for the sixth consecutive year, is by Gamer.LK. And I mean, we had 80 universities taking part this time around, with over 1,000 plus, 1,100 plus participants all over, and 16 titles altogether. And mind you, this is an entire series of finals that are going to be happening throughout the next few days. And today is going to be just be League of Legends for the time being. And of course, a massive shout out to Softlogic. I mean, these guys are offering 23% off on high performing Dell gaming laptops, as well as desktops and high quality accessories for all that is related to gaming. On Softlogic is right now on a 23% off. So make sure to grab yourself some items if you all are in the market to for your next couple of peripherals or monitors, and so on and so forth. And of course, you also have 60 months installment schemes with 0% interest as well. So if you don't have the full amount, and if you want to buy through the credit card, you can get it on a 60-month installment scheme at 0% interest, which is an amazing offer. I myself am in the market for some new peripherals, so definitely going to be checking them out. And of course, a massive shout out to Samsung. Their new S21 series, the 5G phone is out. I mean, this phone is absolutely amazing, and especially if you are a mobile gamer, this is absolutely amazing. It has a 120 hertz display, which is, I mean, come on, like all PC gamers, mobile gamers, they all know that high refresh rate is a must, especially when it comes to FPS games. And right now in the South Asian region, games like Call of Duty as well as PUBG Mobile is extremely popular, and having this very high performing mobile is definitely going to be helping to improve your gameplay. And also, they do have that offer where if you buy an S21, you get 50% off on the Galaxy Buds Plus. I mean, you definitely need, especially with new generation phones, you definitely need those Galaxy Buds to go with your phone. So make sure to check it out if you are in the market for a new phone. And with that, of course, joining me for the cast is two people who needs no introduction in the League of Legends scene. We have Ace Lord and Ash both joining me. Hi guys.
Hello, hi.
Hi, Tara.
So,
Hi,
League
Chethana.
of Legends, I mean, both of you all have been around in the scene for such a long time. What do you think the scene is like right now, and what do you think about these two teams from SLIIT and IIT?
Well,
Sorry?
I mean, yeah, these two teams, I mean, they got some really big talent coming up there. There are really big names in the competitive scene, names like Unseen Blade, Hydra. They're popping up, of course, as expected in the Inter finals here. And I think the meta has shaken up a lot. And
Mhm.
I think we can see a very interesting fight between these two teams. They are equally matched, I guess.
Okay, let's take a quick look at the two rosters right now. You all see the two teams from SLIIT and IIT who is going to be battling out today. It's a BO3 series. It's not a BO1 where, it's a hit or a miss, because most of the time what happens in a BO1 is like teams that don't, especially the good teams, they don't like to play a BO1 because you can get cheese started most of the time. So you always prefer to take that BO3, especially if you think that you are the better team on that day. So these two teams, they have 3 games to go through. If they do go all the way, I mean, we would all like to see a 3-game series here, because majority of the time it's going to be 2 games maximum, and we don't get to see the third game. But hopefully we'll get to see the third game today as well. And with that, I think we are ready to start the drafting phase. Let me check if both teams are ready for it. And yes, I think they are. So let's get into drafting. What do you think the bands are going to be like today?
Well,
I think it's gonna probably revolve a lot around the top players that both the teams have. I mean, Raven, Hydra, Unseen Blade. We have like around 5 to 6 players who constantly keep coming to finals in the local tournaments. So probably gonna be banned towards the players uh, rather than going for a comp. So we see a Vayne ban coming in from team IIT.
And we are not going to be surprised if we see Lissandra ban. I mean, Unseen Blaze, Lissandra is one to be feared, right? And that's the ban phases has always been banned towards the players, right? Never towards the meta. It has been the trend in competitive Sri Lankan league play, and I think that's the same course that's going to take out in this game as well. So let's see what these players ban. I think these two teams here, they know a lot about each other, and they have researched on the enemies and their strong picks and their weak picks. So let's see how this ban phase will go out. We can already see a Kassadin ban. That's, of course, we can clearly see it's for Hydra. Hydra is known to be a really nice Kassadin player, and of course it's getting banned, as well as Xin Zhao. So that's the meta ban, because Xin Zhao is right now is really in the meta. And of course, Ash, what do you think about this Vlad ban?
I mean, we clearly can see that IIT is trying to ban out Hydra as much as possible, because he's really good on Kassadin and Vladimir, and those two champions are like two champions in League of Legends, where when you start snowballing, you can't stop those two champions. It's just gonna snowball to the win. And so we see those two bans coming out. It's not a surprise for us. And also a Xin ban coming in.
Yeah. Also, Ash, that Xin ban is the fact that Xin Zhao is really big in the meta right now. And I love it that he's in the meta, because he's one of my favorite champions. Back in the day, I used to spam him a lot. It's nice to see him back in the meta. So yeah, he's ban worthy now. So that has been gone. And we see Annie ban coming from the side of IIT. They have banned Annie. So let's see.
Yeah, even I'm not sure why. Yeah. Okay, it's a Trundle ban.
Oh,
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
All right, so even even Trundle, I think he's been picked up by, in the competitive quite a lot these days, and yes, one of the most favorite jungle picks as well.
Yeah, I think it's because they have introduced the Hullbreaker, the new item, into League of Legends, and what happens is Hullbreaker is a really OP split push item, and that's why Trundle is being picked in top lane mostly, not jungle, not as much in the jungle anymore. I think that's where the ban is gone towards, the top lane split push Trundle build. That's getting a lot of traction. So we can see the first pick of the day here, or team of SLIIT. They are going with Seraphine.
And I'm not sure what I can only see two bans from SLIIT, Vayne and Xin Zhao. I'm not quite sure what happened with the third ban.
Yeah, I also just noticed.
So maybe they forgot to ban. I'm not sure. So anyway, continuing on the draft.
Just casually forgot to ban one champion.
Maybe they just need to. Maybe they just need two bans, or they're just trying to flex on IIT.
I mean, you never know, yeah. You never know with these players. So from the side of IIT, we can see a Samira and a Wukong picked here. Very interesting, very spicy. We can see a lot of plays will be happening in this match with the picks that are coming out right now.
Yeah, so far from the champions, the players have picked Samira and Wukong. Lot of outplay potential and a lot of fighting potential from early to mid game, I would say. And looking at the SLIIT draft, they have gone for Seraphine. I probably think Ashley, their support would have picked it up, and we see a Talia probably in jungle and a Cho'Gath. And
these picks are very interesting. I've never seen a lot of these champions being played out actually in a long time. So picks like Talia and Cho'Gath, they are really coming out right now. And I think these players have the skills, what it takes to properly pilot these champions to success, to glory.
Yeah. I have seen Raven playing quite a bit of Cho'Gath, so I'm not surprised by that pick. But Talia is definitely something that we have to see how, when the game progresses, how the Talia pick, how they utilize the champion.
Yes, because she's been in the shadows for a really long time. I've never seen that champion in ages, so it's really surprising to see. I wonder, do you think it's going in the jungle, Ash? Talia jungle or Talia mid lane?
I think it should be jungle, but it's you never know, right? I mean, the champions they have picked, they can flex any way they want. Even Seraphine can go mid. I know it's not a popular choice, but still they can flex it any way they want. And we see a Sejuani band coming in from SLIIT, and the IIT Homebreakers have finished their first draft session by picking the Alice. Alice somebody is a really good bot lane combination. It's really OP. They can pick a lot of fights early game because the burst is really, I mean, it's a lot to handle with. And I think Seraphine should work good against it, but we just have to see how these two teams round up their compositions.
Yes, definitely. And we can see, to no surprise, a Nocturne ban coming out. Nocturne is actually one of the biggest, strongest champions right now in the game because the changes that they made to Stridebreaker, which made it really insanely OP on Nocturne because of the slow and the new effect the Stridebreaker has. So that's no surprise there. But we can see the side of IIT, they banned the Ramus. That's a very surprising ban. Ramos also should be somewhere in the meta right now because he has had a lot of quality of life changes that made him really well and fit into the game more properly in this meta. So we can see also right now Volibear being picked up by the team of IIT, a really strong pick and a flex pick as well. We still don't know if it's Wukong jungle or Wukong top lane or Volibear top lane. So we'll see where each of these champions are going as soon as we move into the game.
Yeah, so I think even IIT missed one of their bans. I'm not sure what happened there, and just to point it out, and also you see Nautilus pick coming in from SLIIT. Okay, now I'm not sure who is going where.
They actually locked in Rengar. Wow.
And Rengar, we don't have an ADC on SLIIT. What's happening here?
I'm not sure about what's happening, but it looks really interesting. We are getting out of the books. We are not playing by the book anymore, I guess. Really interesting to see. Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, about this comp. I feel like Seraphine and Nautilus might go bot. Seraphine can, push into that carry position where she just gets the mana and keeps farming. And we see the Cassiopeia coming in. That should have been picked up by Unseen Blade, definitely.
Yeah, no doubt, the insane Cassiopeia player. So I think the draft is concluded here, Ash.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about the compositions?
Really insane draft. I mean, we can see, I would, if I am betting on pure team fight and pure comp fights, who has the better advantage, I would say is IIT because that comp looks insane. We have the Samira and Alice on the bot lane, really big, really huge combo down there in the bot lane. They are going to have so much of a the enemy team will have a rough time. I'm not sure because they are playing Talia and Nautilus. So we're actually not quite sure how the bot lane matchup will play out, but we will see. But depending based on the comp itself, I would say IIT has the bigger upper advantage because they are having Volibear, picks like Volibear, Wukong, and Unseen Blade got is one of his biggest, strongest champions, which is Cassiopeia. So their draft is looking really good right now, but we are not sure if SLIIT has a surprise in store for us. I mean, they already surprised us with these picks. We'll see how they translate that into the game, Ash. What do you think about the game?
I mean, I feel like this is what SLIIT wants because with going for a normal competition, a standard competition, they're going to be left behind because if you look at the players, I mean, they have really 3 good players. So they want it to, they want to have consistent fights where both the team doesn't scale off to late game. So they want kind of a clown fiesta kind of a game. So I feel like it's a 5-head draft coming up from SLIIT.
What do you guys think about these two teams both not banning one champion though? I mean,
that is indeed very questionable, but we never know what's the backstory of it.
What's the exact time that you get to ban basically during the ban phase per champion roughly?
I think it's
30 seconds, yeah?
Around 30 seconds. Around 30 seconds. Yeah, either both of these teams didn't have time to pick out, think how to ban, or they are just trying to get in each other's skin. You never know what they're up to.
And you said that SLIIT actually does not have an ADC. Is it common basically to not have an ADC going into a game? Because I played League, and I feel like majority of the time my pubs at least you have multiple ADCs. I mean there are ADCs left, right, and center, and we don't have enough supports most of the time. But I mean, but if you take a game like Dota or something, then you have there are instances where you play without a hard carry, or there is a support hero that there is this cheese strat where hero can turn into a carry or an ADC in terms of League. Do you think is that what SLIIT is looking for?
I mean, yes, definitely they are. Because they know if they go for a standard comp where they have an AD carry, they're going to be at disadvantage because they can't match whatever the bot lane that IIT is going to throw at them. Because IIT has two really good AD carries, so it's going to be very hard to deal with that. So they want to have a composition where they can keep fighting, where they can keep looking for fights with champions like Seraphine, Renga, and Nautilus. These are like they just want to fight from first level ahead. They just want to keep fighting. So I feel like that's what SLIIT plan is.
But
Yes,
where,
and I also think
where
that
your money is at us? Yeah, go ahead, Charlie. Sorry.
yeah. So what I was saying is, Tara, in the side of SLIIT, I think they might not have a player who's very experienced in AD carry. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to play to their comfortable advantages. So maybe even if they don't have experienced bot lane ADC player, they have picks like Talia who can actually be played in the bot lane because that has been the case in the past as well. So if they can pull it off, it's going to be insane. And I'm pretty sure the side of IIT didn't see this coming. So it's also a surprise for them. So that might be one of the advantages coming into the game.
Yeah, I think I want to touch on what you said about a player not having the experience here. I think one of the biggest things about the inter-university, inter-school, and inter-mercantile, all these a series of tournaments that Gamer.LK actually has is it basically allows, it's a combination of new players and experienced players, right? Just because you can't find the top, like all five top tier players in one university or one school as such, so they tend to it's a mix of players going into a game, and that's what makes it interesting because all these new players who are coming in or players who are trying to improve, they get this chance to play with these really high skilled players. I myself, when I was playing competitive, which I'm not anymore, but used to specifically, I mean, I was at almost all the tournaments, and I used to specifically used to scout talent. I use these tournaments as a way of scouting new talent, because and likewise, I mean, I actually found multiple additions to my team as well as then other teams that I was helping out at the time, and this was actually at inter-uni and inter-school both, and I managed to actually find some really high skill players which haven't been given the opportunity to showcase their skills, because they haven't had a team to I mean, majority of the time what happens, if your team is not winning, no one is going to be paying attention to you. You can be a solo high tier god tier player, but if your team is still not at that level, you will not be recognized in the country or even international for that matter. And I think these tournaments are a good opportunity for everyone who is watching at home and everyone who is scouting for new talent, especially all the clans in Sri Lanka who is always looking to recruit and have the best possible teams in their clans. They'll obviously be paying very high attention to these games where they can scout out new talent. There seems to be a delay in the game. I think one of the players are having some difficulty, so hopefully we'll have that technical issue sorted out. But until then, like y'all are talking a lot about what these players have picked, and y'all said it's mostly out of meta. What are the meta champions that we're looking at that is already picked, and who is not picked right now from meta?
Yeah, so Tara, looking at the meta side, I think I speak for both Ash and myself here. Since we are also not in the competitive scene anymore, we are also still not really following the meta that much. So we are also having a little, little lesser knowledge about the meta right now. But
But
from
come
what
on,
I
guys!
can see,
I mean, you guys represented the country. Y'all should be having some idea of what is happening.
yes, of course, of course. That's what I said. So speaking generally, we should be looking at the team fight comps and how these each strengths of these champions are. So when it comes to the meta, as I told, most of the meta champions that I have a vague knowledge on, Nocturne, Zinzao, stuff like Trundle, Vladimir, all those players are banned. So those champions are banned. So they made a good job about banning the champions who are in the meta right now. And but they also got a lot of comfortable picks like such as Cassiopeia and Volibear. So those two champions are also really big in the meta right now. And as I can remember, even Wukong is really strong right now. So that's why I am I'm having my bets on the side of IIT purely because based on their comp wise, right? So I'm not saying that SLIIT has a least like a lower comp, but what SLIIT can do is they can pull out a really big surprise that we don't see coming, and try to surprise everybody and walk out away here with a win. So let's see what's going to happen. We never know. That's what makes it very interesting about this game.
Okay, so I just got some information. Apparently, we were right to be worried about what happened during the banning phase. So apparently, there had been an issue during the drafting phase there. So they'll be redoing the draft right now, and both teams I think has agreed to it. We are just waiting on the draft to begin. But yeah, again, like going back to, so I did mention that both of you all represent the country. What was it like, man? Like a lot of people want to, go to that level where they are the best in the country at whatever the title that they're playing in, and they want to be able to, go abroad, represent the country. I think the biggest thing that everyone is looking forward to is, to represent yourself in an international tournament, and you all had that opportunity. What was that experience like?
You want to go first, Ash?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's actually an exhilarating opportunity and an experience. I think for all of us, me, Shali, we went and it was. I mean, it was also stressful because you had to play games. I mean, I think Asian Games when we represented Sri Lanka, that was like a huge like a weight because we really wanted to win the regional qualifiers and. We had to play against India, Pakistan, and I think Maldives and Nepal as well. It was really close, and I think most of the people they have this like they're very short-sighted. They don't think that they can compete in international, or they're not good, and it's something way beyond their league. I don't think that's the case. I mean, if you have a good mindset and if you can put in the hard work, I think anyone can achieve that dream. It's pretty much achievable for anyone.
Yeah, I think and another thing is, right, I mean, I think you guys stuck around together as a team for the longest time, right? I think that's a huge factor when you want to, especially because I mean these are team games. We are not talking about single player games. Teams like League of Legends, Dota 2, or you take Overwatch, or the titles that we have right now like Valorant. I mean these are all team games. You can be individually god tier, but if you don't have a team to back you up, and if you don't play well with the team, it becomes really hard. And I think the biggest mistake that a lot of Sri Lankan teams that I see right now that are doing is, I think this is an issue that had been there across the board. It's not something that was recent. I think even when I used to play, a lot of teams are having this issue where they go into a tournament, they put together a team, they go into a tournament. If they don't win the tournament, then they disband, and then you try to create new teams. I think that's the biggest fault. I think whether you win or lose, if you have 5 players that are willing to work towards winning a tournament or work together to get better, you don't even need to win to get better. I think that helps a lot in terms of improving your chances of actually winning, and then going on to represent the country even at some point.
Just said what you're telling is absolutely right.
I mean, I really want to add something to the. I really want to add something to that, Tara. The thing is, I feel like today the new players, it comes to a competitive environment, it's all about teamwork, and hopefully we can see more teamwork from the teams where, like you said, they don't disband and just join other teams and make it don't work.
Yeah, and with that, I think we do have the draft ready to go again. Let me just take a look. I think we are ready. The referee just informed me that we are ready to go in for the redraft. I mean, I was interested to see a draft where there wasn't an ADC and what they were trying to do with the draft. It looked very interesting from what y'all say because I even if I don't follow league that or if I don't play league a lot, I play on and off because now I have actually switched away from all MMORPGs and now I'm actually playing Valorant these days and Apex. So I'm clueless when it comes to meta and everything, whether it's Dota or League of Legends. But with the general knowledge that I had and what you guys are talking about, I think it would have been a really interesting game. And right now we do have the bans going on. So what do you guys?
Yeah, the band seems very much same to the last time. We see the Vayne band coming and the Katarina Vladimir for Hydra basically and Zinzao. And this time around, we see the Darius band coming from SLIIT. What do you think about that, Shah?
Oh yes, that Darius band. So I think that's I'm not sure who's the player who will be playing Darius, but of course, if I am playing top lane, that Darius is the last champion that I won't want to face, right? So whenever I'm playing top lane, Darius insta ban. Like that champion is just such a mess to play against when you're in the top lane. And when he gets going, it's really hard to stop him when he starts snowballing, coming into the fights and just dunking on everybody. It's gonna be really such a mess, right? So there's actually a big addition coming here. We do have ADC on our side right now, Ash. So it's
Yeah,
gonna be
the
combo.
totally opposite is happening right now.
Yes, yes, finally we see an ADC, and that's also an ADC that we didn't see in a long time. It's Kog'Maw. So I'm pretty sure Kog'Maw is actually gaining traction these days because of a really unique build where Kog'Maw builds actually 2 damage items and then goes full tank. So even I have not seen how that's going to work out, but that will be interesting to see if that's the build that SLIIT will going for, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw Deft earlier today playing a game and he was just dominating the entire game. I mean, he was trying to 1v3. I know it sounds a bit, obnoxious, a AD carry trying to 1v3, but still he was pulling it off somehow. And yeah.
Did he actually pull it off?
Yeah, he was he was 1v3 playing 1v3. And yeah, this time around, looking at the entire comp, like last time we thought that SLIIT want to change things up, not go for an AD carry, but this time they have picked like one of the best carries in the game, like one of the most hard scaling carries.
Yeah, so we actually see that is the only difference we have in this draft. So everything else, the team of IIT has the same picks actually, the same hard hitting team fight comp that we saw earlier. So but this time SLIIT actually decides to go for an ADC. But I still think it's going to be really interesting because SLIIT has a lot of outplay potential as well in the side of the draft, especially coming into the late game. It's going to be really interesting at the late game because you never know who's going to win. Both of these teams have their own unique advantages moving into the mid and late game. It will be all up to the early game, I would say, who gains the snowball rolling, that will be the deciding factor of this game. Who will take the advantages first?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm also going to predict one thing before the game is. I'm 100% sure it's Ashlyx going to play mid with Seraphine. Ashlyx is going to go mid, and probably Hydra will go either AD carry or jungle, because he wants to be in a position where he can impact multiple late carry where he can just 1v5.
Yes, that's very true. So
just waiting on the teams to ready up. I mean, this is expected, right? You always tend to run into some sort of issues. It's nothing new in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
I mean, ISP is a lot of things because things tend to happen, right? So we'll have to wait for a little while longer for the game to actually go live. But until then, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors. I mean, these guys have been amazing, and of course the entire tournament is sponsored by Softlogic Max and Dell Gaming Academy, and the tournament is organized by none other than Gamer.LK and talking about Gamer.LK as well. I mean, these guys have been around for, I don't know now. I lost count it feels like every time I talk about them, I say for over the last 10 years, and then now it's like, I think 2 or 3 years after that. So I'm assuming it's somewhere around 14 years now. So that's my assumption. It was 2007, if I'm not mistaken, when they had their first tournament as Gamer.LK. But these guys have been around for ever and has been doing amazing work for the esports in the country. I mean, has been giving opportunities for players to go abroad, represent the country, and got esports registered as an official sport in Sri Lanka. You know, a lot of things from happening just because of the amount of work that has been done by Gamer.LK. And of course, and talking about our sponsor Softlogic, I mean, they are giving up to 23% off on their high performing Dell gaming laptops and their desktops, as well as high quality accessories for which are all related to gaming. So if you're in the market for anything new, do check out their website, which they are offering 23% off. And mind you, that's at 0% interest with 60 months installments on all leading credit cards as well. So you can go visit Softlogic or Softlogic Max showrooms island wide, or check out their website. Especially these days, you want to shop from home, and they do offer delivery across the country as well. So do check them out on the mysoftlogic.lk website if you are in the market for anything new. And talking about Samsung, I mean, mobile phones, right? Android, who better than, like, what else is better than Samsung, right? You cannot do anything better than the S21 series, which is of course 5G enabled. Obviously, like, I mean, current day phones has to be 5G. Just give me a second. I'm getting invited to the lobby, but there seems to be won't let me join the lobby for some reason. Not entirely sure what is going on, so hopefully that will get fixed. But yeah, if you're in the market for a new phone, S21, the best in terms of smartphone specs that you can get. And I mean, I checked out this phone recently. Absolutely amazing camera. I think some of the best, even for Samsung. I think one of the best mobile phones that they have ever done, and the design is absolutely amazing. I was not a huge fan of the previous generation, which was the S20. The design, the back camera design was a bit off, but this is the S21 5G series is absolutely elegant in terms of design, and the specs are off the charts. I mean, Samsung does the best displays year on and year out, and this time their displays are 120 hertz display, which obviously damn essential for gaming. Whether you're a PC gamer or a mobile gamer, you need that 120 hertz or 144 hertz when it comes to PC, and then 240 hertz. You can keep climbing the ladder in terms of refresh rates, but 120 hertz on a mobile phone is absolutely amazing for the gamers out there. And they do have this option called Gamer Boost as well, which optimizes your phone specifically during the time that you are playing. So which obviously gets more out of the performance of the phone. And if you're playing very competitive games such as PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty, you want to have the best possible specs on your phone to be able to compete at the highest level. And they do have some special offers. They have an offer for the S21 Ultra, where you get a free set of Galaxy Buds for the Ultra and the Plus version of the S21. And if you're just buying the S21, you get a 50% off on the Galaxy Buds Plus. So I highly suggest you go for the, I mean, if you're going for a phone and if you want to get that flagship, go for the highest end. Don't settle for anything less. So go for the S21 Ultra for sure. I mean, I checked out this phone. I can attest to it personally. Absolutely amazing phone. And if you all want to check it out, go head on over to Samsung Sri Lanka.lk, and you can buy the phone online, especially these days due to COVID and all. I suggest you stay at home and do your purchases without actually going into the store. And talking about Red Bull, of course, Red Bull has been around for such a long time when you relate to esports. I mean, these guys have been amazing. I have had so many tournaments with Red Bull being a sponsor, and it is a different energy inside the hall, especially at these LAN events when you have so much of Red Bull at the hall for all the players. I mean, it's a different energy. The hype is there. I myself, every time that there is Red Bull around, obviously we all love Red Bull, would grab myself one, and I definitely feel the difference going into the cast. You're way more energized, going into that a match or even casting, because it definitely helps. And of course, if you're at home throughout the next few days, make sure to grab yourself some Red Bull, because these titles are going to be intense. These are the grand finals, and these are tournaments unlike your standard tournaments that you'll watch, whether it's a Valorant tournament or a Dota tournament or a League of Legends tournament, or whatever the tournament that you'll watch. The standard tournament format is the best in the country that are going to be taking part. And most of the time you know who is going to win, or you know who the strongest side is, and you know who you're going to be supporting. But when it comes to tournaments like the Inter-University Esports Championship, you don't know where it is going at, because most of these teams have new players, and less experienced players that are taking part, so it can actually go anyway. I think the lobby actually just went down again. I'm not sure what the difficulty is, but hopefully we can get this started as soon as possible. But yeah, like I said, these tournaments are where anything can happen. So make sure to grab yourself some Red Bull and get ready for the titles that are going to be happening throughout the next few days. And going back to Mr. Ash and A Slot, actually, I want to ask you all, like, it was not just once, right? You all represent the country multiple times. You all went abroad multiple times, rather.
Yeah, we went twice.
Twice. So, what would tell to all the new players who are here, what are the countries that you all went to, and what are the two tournaments, and what exactly happened, and could you all have done different? Maybe go all the way in the tournament.
Right. So first off, back in I guess 2018, around April, we had the chance to go to the world. Actually, it was Asian Games, right? Asian Games 2018. League of Legends was a sport that was actually there, and we were in. So Sri Lanka even had qualifiers. We had a qualifier event where our teams played versus each other, and then we were selected. And then we got sent off all the way to Vietnam, where we got to compete versus other South Asian teams. So mainly India, Pakistan, Maldives, Nepal, and such, and us, right? So that was an entirely different experience, and that was not like your everyday LAN experience, because it was done in a proper professional venue where they are a dedicated stage for League of Legends and other professional esports as well. And the stage and everything was amazing, and the vibe there, like how they treat you, there were like professional referees are all around you, and the equipment, and of course, how could I forget about the ping there was insane. We were literally playing with no ping at all, because it's a LAN event. Maybe probably 10 ping, I think, Ash, so around that area. So that was really insane experience. And of course, afterwards, same year, later on around November, we got the chance to compete in the World Esports Championship that was held in Taiwan, Kaohsiung, Taiwan. And that was also even better than Vietnam, I would say. The event quality was fantastic. Players from all around the world came over, because it was a world event, not only South Asia, not only a qualifier. There was a main event. And we got the chance to play versus amazing teams such as Team Italy and South Asia and China. Actually, our group was one of the hardest, because we actually had, I think, China, Taiwan, as well as Korea, South Korea, who are actually gaming esports giants in the scene, right? So they were all in our group, and we had to face those people. But to say the least, that was an amazing experience.
South Korea isn't South Korea where Faker comes from, isn't it? Or am I?
Yes, Faker comes from.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I know how the tough the group was for you guys.
Yes. But unfortunately for us, Faker did not participate. We didn't beat Faker.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, sad and good, but I mostly sad. Yeah, we prefer to play against Faker, to be honest. Yeah, but yeah, that was an entirely different experience, and I hope people who are aspiring League of Legends and other games as well. If you work hard enough, if you climb the ladder, if you put your heart and soul into the game, you can definitely make it. Even if you are playing with disadvantages such as bad ping, you can disregard that. If you have the hard work to pull it off, you can definitely do it. And we can see games like Valorant and such. We already have servers that are coming up to provide us with less ping to make our lives much easier. And yeah. So that's what I can say. Don't lose hope, guys. You guys can make it.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's coming from a person who has represent the country, who has gone the distance when it comes to how far you can go in Sri Lanka, especially having repeated it twice, not just once. And like you said, I think it's majority of the time people lose focus, or they get demotivated at some point when they tend to lose a tournament, or lose consecutively. Whatever the tournament you're playing, I feel like sometimes teams go in, they give walkover when they see a good team or in the bracket, or if they're up against say the number one team in the country, and in the bracket you're meeting them first. I mean, unfortunate, yes, you won't be able to go far in the tournament, but play that match, man. Like you gain so much experience from it, and you'll learn so much in return. And I think that's where some of the games, like this is where most of the players who were used to play in that old school gaming aspects didn't have the opportunity to play online against random rank matches or something. We had something called local lobbies, where we used to play at cafes, or even when you play online, we had a lot of local lobbies where it's a mixed bunch of people. Like we have different levels of skills, and that was the only way that we used to learn the game. And I feel like a lot of people have to go back to this. You need to scrim a lot. I think just playing rank over and over is not going to help, especially if you're not thinking into the game. For example, like if you go into a rank game and you lose the game, what could you have done different? Because if you're at a certain rank and you're not climbing, you cannot be blaming your teammates. And that's something that a lot of people do during the rank matches. My support didn't do their job, or my mid failed. If you are good enough, you can carry the game solo, especially if you're good enough to you're good enough to be a couple of ranks higher than the rank that you're playing at. You can technically carry the game solo. I mean, that even though it's a team game, if you're at a certain rank and you think that your rank should be a lot higher, you technically can win the game for your team even solo. I mean, it does happen. So always go back to the drawing book, watch the replay, try to learn the mistake that you have been doing. What happens is people just go through the motions of playing rank game and trying to expect something different at the end of the day. Yes, you'll improve at some point just through pure experience of doing the same thing over and over again, but it's going to take longer. It's going to take way longer than going back, checking what you did wrong, and especially not blaming your teammates for a loss that you might have. I think, don't you agree, right? Like if you're good enough, you should be able to carry your team alone, regardless of whatever game that you play.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. It kind of reminds me of this famous quote from one of old school league players. He used to say, "If you play like a challenger every game, you will be in challenger." So the challenge is like the top players, top rank players. So you can't expect to play one game like challenge and the rest like I don't know, bronze or iron, and expect to be in challenge. You play good every game, you will be definitely good. And
Consistency.
and also I feel like you need to have a lot of passion, and you should be able to clock in the time and put a lot of work, and I think anyone can do it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, right? These guys, y'all need to put in the time that is required, and whatever your passion is. I mean, whether it is going to be esports, like any other sport, has a lot of aspects to it. You can be a player where you're gaming, you can be a caster, you can be a referee, or you can be someone in the production team, but you need to have that passion. I think that is stays true to anything that you do in life. If you have the passion to go forward, I think you'll always find an avenue. I myself, I mean, I was a very competitive player, I would say, and I started to stop I started to stop playing competitive, and I was more into casting at the time. I found it really enjoyable. And I started learning multiple games to be able to cast multiple. It's a lot of fun to watch players and to keep the crowd entertained. It is always a fun thing to do, and I personally I enjoyed it a lot. So that's why I stopped playing competitive, and I completely focused on casting. And I wanted to technically branch myself out because I was stuck in this weird frame, which was just Dota for the longest time in my life. I'm so happy that I'm out of it now. I can still go back to the game though, and cast, but I'm so happy that I haven't been playing the game. But yeah, and now I have been on Valorant especially. absolutely amazing game by another game by Riot, of course, and they have been doing an absolutely amazing job in terms of the game. And like you said, they are giving out new servers, right, to the Asian region. I think South Asian region. They are apparently coming up with a new server.
Yes, yes. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, they actually now have an Indian server going on. They are actually confirmed to have Indian server. Though that's huge for us because India is really close to us, and our Valorant players are going to have a much better time playing the game. And I can say we already have a lot of really huge Valorant talent in the country as well. So it's only going to get better, right? Also, just to touch on a small point that you told, Tada, I think automatically what happens with us veteran and professional players who play esports is automatically, but when you retire, you move on to casting. I mean, look at us, Ash and me, and now you. we are here. That's what automatically happens.
True. I mean, you can quit the game, but you technically can't quit the game. You still come back to it in one form or the
Yes.
other. And I mean, not like we completely quit the game. Also, we still play pubs and with friends and all that. But it's just not playing competitive. And I mean, you guys, of course, at least went the distance that is supposed to be. I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to go all the way in terms of Dota at least, but. I had a good run. I like to think that I had a good run when it came to Dota at least, and had a lot of fun and met a lot of. It's an amazing community. Any community that you take, whatever title, there is obviously, whether it's gaming or whether it's a general community or something, you'll have a certain level of negative people. But in general, if I take the community as a whole, the esports community, whatever title, it's an absolutely amazing community. And especially when you're moving into new titles, I found it really helpful. When I came into to League, and I had a lot of League players who have been playing for a really long time to help me out with the game and to learn the ins and outs of the game. And same with Valorant, because I was very new to FPS when I got into Valorant and Apex Legends, and I absolutely clueless. I couldn't shoot anything at all, and now I'm okay at the game. I won't say I'm good at the game. I'm okay, especially with Valorant. I've been getting okay-ish level performances recently, so I'm just 1 month into the game. But Apex, I've got pretty decent at the game. But yeah, like you said, you need to put in the time and we as players, I think, given enough time, everyone will retire at some point. We can't be playing at the same level, and with the grind, with the daily grind as well, and especially with the age catching up. And I think there is a age cap like any sport when it comes to esports as well, right? Your reaction speed goes down. You have more responsibilities in life in general, and you tend to reduce the amount of time that you have for the game, as well as definitely your performance in the game, especially with reaction time and all. People are getting old, man. I think peak is the age of 11 to
Yes.
maybe 28, 30 maximum. And the oldest player that I know from the professional scene, I think he's also retired now. I think he was 30 during when he retired from, that was from
Hold on,
Dota years.
hold on, Trevor. Are you actually saying that we are old? I take
I'm
full
old. I don't
offense
know
on
about
that.
you guys. I'm pretty old. But
Well, that's actually, yeah. That's true. I mean, what happens is you play a game for long enough, and then you might not be able to go back to the form that you were before because times change, the meta change, and even your passion for the game might change a bit here or there. You never know, right? So that's always the case. And speaking about myself, actually now I have completely moved off from playing jungle. So I play mid lane and top lane now, sometimes ADC. So I actually play Akali, which Ash is actually a really good player in Akali, but right now I'm moving into his role. So that's what I do for fun now. I play League for fun, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
By the way, so we do have the game starting up. So I'm going to leave the both of you all with the game to entertain us. And of course, I'll be watching. Entertain us, guys.
Okay. Finally, we are going into the game, Ash. Feels
Yep.
like it's been ages, but we are finally here.
All right, so talking about so we actually can see
30
like
seconds
what
until
okay,
minions spawn.
we see XiaoRaven on Kog'Maw. I don't think anyone would have seen this coming. And like I told you, Hydra is on Renga, and Ashlyx I think is gonna go mid with Seraphine. Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting XiaoRaven to be on Kog'Maw. That's something I don't think anyone
That is,
anyone was
yeah,
expecting.
no, of course not. I mean, I would expect it to be jungle, maybe even mid lane, but ADC, wow, Raven, multi-role talent, I would
Minions
say.
has
Let's see
spawned.
how he performs here.
Yeah, but in the other hand, we have this like all pro team, Lemonades on Alista, really good support player. I think overall a really good player. And then we have Booya, Scavi on Samira, and Unseen Blade on one of his signature picks. Cassiopeia, BOOSHI on Volibear. Again, that's one of his favorite picks. And we have Wukong pick for the top lane as well.
Okay, so we see here both the sides of these teams are going for a bot lane start. We can see that the top lane matchup is actually fully melee matchup, Shogat and Wukong. So that would actually make a lot of sense because these junglers, what you want to do is you want to gang the lane that is most volatile first, right? Those who will carry out a lot of trades, and we can already see how the top lane is trading. Like Wukong going in for a really huge trade, taking almost no damage, and Shogat losing a ton of health. So we can safely say that both junglers are going to be moving towards the top side of the map. So I'm pretty sure we might see the first kill or the first action of the game happening in the top side of the map. And the bot lane is, for now, they are just farming, and you can actually see how oppressive this lane of Samir and Alista is, just pushing out Kog'Maw and Nautilus out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of understand what SLIIT was planning to do, because they need to have a good handle on the bot lane, because I feel like IIT bot lane is very explosive, and that's why they decided to move Raven to bot side of the map. But then again, they have to make sure that Blade doesn't get out of the hand as well. That's why they picked Seraphine for Ashley, so he can just farm up and level up with Blade, so that they can go into these mid to late game fights. And we also have Hydra going jungle, probably to impact multiple lanes, make sure that they don't get behind early on in the game.
Yes, definitely. And actually, the last time I saw top lane, Cho'Gath was around 1/4 health, and now he's back to full health. I don't know what happened there, but good job, Cho'Gath. You're back to full health. And yeah, now we can see both junglers on the top side of the map. So Scuttle is actually up. I think Volibear is in the process of taking it, and he takes it. The Scuttle is actually very important, and it goes to the side of...
A lot of damage coming out from... And Booya dives in, and that's a hook from Nautilus. Booya does not go down, able to flash into safety, and you have to use heal as well. But Alista goes in and takes the first blood. Lemonades showing...
Oh, wow. Showing...
who the best support is? Is that what he's showing?
Probably. And there was a lot of action going on, and you can see that is actually not surprising. Alista and Samira, they want to get into your face earlier into the game because they are really oppressive lane, and they have to make use of it as much as they can right now.
And Blade is out of mana, so I don't think he'll be able to go against Ash and able to kill Ashley. But in case Ashley needs help, Renga is right there. Renga is trying to go for some damage, but I don't think it's gonna work. And Lemons goes in, and yeah, that's so close into getting. XiaoRaven flashes and kills Lemonades. That's the first kill for Kog'Maw, and I don't think the IIT wants this Kog'Maw to get fed, because Kog'Maw is one of those champions where when you get a couple of kills, you get some items, it's just gonna carry pretty much every fight.
Yeah, especially, and we know that XiaoRaven is an experienced player, and he's a multi-role talent. So of course he's going to pilot this Kog'Maw to its fullest potential if he gets the chance to. So IIT has to be careful about who gets the kills on the enemy team, and they have to place their priorities straight. Otherwise, they might come into a bit of a fumble. Top lane, we can see a little bit of trades going here and there. Actually, both Wukong and Cho'Gath are going toe to toe, as I can see, and Cho'Gath goes in for more trades. So this is what I was talking about. So the top lane matchup is very volatile. They are always fighting. They're always either half health or low health. So that is why it's actually important for the junglers to be around there when they are fighting, so they can ensure that their side are the ones who come out on the top of these trades.
Yeah. And I feel like the key takeaway from this early game is how the bot lane will play out, because we have Raven, who is on a hyper carry, and that's a good damage come from Wukong. As I was saying, we have Raven on hyper carry, but we also have Booyah and Lemonade, who's two explosive champions who can, just take on the game. And okay, so BOOSHI comes in, flashes and gets the stun. That's a flash from Unseen Blade. Will be able to take down Ashlyx. They do have to spin both the flashes, but yeah, that's a good kill onto Ashlyx.
That is perfect for the side of IIT because Unseen gets the first kill on board and gets his Cassiopeia rolling, and that guy will be a monster in the late game if SLIIT doesn't make sure that he is shut down earlier into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like SLIIT SLIIT wants to have some of the wards in the river because without vision, it's going to be really hard for them to play the game. Meanwhile, we see Renga in the bot side of the map, and yeah.
Eliminates it a slick, happy feet move there, dodging the hook. Pretty nice footwork there, Eliminates.
Yeah, I mean...
otherwise, yeah, if that hook hits, he would probably be dead because Alisa doesn't even have flash at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you do expect players happy feet or, I don't know, dodges from a player like Lemonades. I mean...
Oh, definitely. He's a very flashy player.
Oh,
yeah,
we see him.
Speaking about flashes, next flash coming in.
There he goes.
Oh, the combo perfectly executed. Down goes Kokmo, and they're still fighting. More action happening in the top lane. We can see the Volibear coming in for a gang, getting a kill, and then bot lane down back. We can see Renga going, jumping bush to bush, and is he gonna get it? No, Seraphine comes in, helps out the team, gets the assist out, and Renga gets another kill. And there's so much action happening. Hash, I don't know where to focus.
Yeah, that was a good kill onto the top side of the map, and BOOSHI knew the Renga was bot side, so he took the chance and he went and was able to get the kill onto Chogat. But then again, I feel like IIT coming out ahead on this whole exchange. Samira's Booyah on Samira is getting more and more kills and hitting those key items. I don't think XiaoRaven will be able to survive the initial burst that comes out from Alice and
that's true.
Samira.
And then yeah, we saw on the top side of the map.
By the way, we have a really good ult, but I think Blade should go down. No, he survives with a little bit of health. That is very lucky. And okay, Nautilus flashes and gets the kill. That's a very well played from Nautilus. And meanwhile, Lemonades comes in, headbutts. Okay, so we have Wukong coming down as well. Yeah, he TP'd down, so able to get. And yeah, Kogmo will also go down. Samira.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about now. Samira is actually getting a lot of kills on board. This is looking really bad for the side of SLIIT because Samira is starting to get going really insanely right now, and you can see the amount of damage that this guy is doing right now. And it's just gonna be worse if Samira keeps getting more kills up here, more gold. So they have to be really careful. And of course, Wukong uses the TP to help out his team really in a crucial moment. And Shogat is actually pushing out the top lane. We'll see how this mid game plays out.
Nautilus is gonna get caught here right now, and yeah, he's gonna get headbutted, and that's a stun coming in from Volibear, and there we go, Seraphine double taunt, and Lemonades will go down to Ashlyx, and the chase in the Volibear. I don't think Volibear will be in trouble, but he ults to safety. So yeah, getting a pick onto Lemonades. At least I think the kill went to Ashlyx, but I feel like it would have been ideal if it went to Kogmo, but still kill is a kill. SLIIT will be very happy to pick that up.
Yep, definitely. And we can see here Renga starting actually the Herald. I'm not sure if we should be doing this because we can see a lot of members of IIT moving around the area. Of course, I think Renga is stopping doing the Herald. Not sure what's happening. If you can get the camera over there.
Yeah, so yes. we are seeing both the teams going out against each other. Hydra, Renga does ult, but I think Choga should go down. So yeah, SLIIT is just gonna call quits on this the whole Herald idea, and BOOSHI is gonna pick up that free Herald.
Yeah, SLIIT shouldn't have started the Herald there because they didn't actually have a lot of prior going forward, and they didn't have any knowledge knowing where the IIT team members were. And then you can see that Shogat and Renga getting caught out because actually top side of the map does belong to IIT because Wukong has been gaining more farm and more XP and more kills than the Shogun. So basically, top side of the map is stronger, more favored to the side of IIT. And that is actually showing here because Shogat and Ring are going down for the Herald. Meanwhile, IIT picks it up.
Yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher for SLIIT, and we have 4 kills on this Samira. We have 4 kills, and he already has a 400 bounty. So he's very big. He's almost picked up the first core items, the mythic. I think he needs a little bit of gold. I don't think this Renga has been working out for SLIIT. We didn't see many skirmishes, and you can't really blame anyone either because Hydra it's going to be very hard for Hydra to pull off this Renga, provided that they have a Kog'Maw in the bot lane and a Seraphine in the mid. So Kog'Maw needs to scale up, whereas Seraphine is just only good in setting up. And working with those two, it's gonna be a very hard early game for Hydra.
Yeah, definitely. This is what I was talking about. So looking at the team comp, we can see from the side of SLIIT, it's actually very hard to pull out the team comp because not many of these players complement each other in terms of the champions. So it's going to take them a lot more effort to pull them off properly. Meanwhile, in the side of IIT, we have clear-cut combos going on. The Samira and Alistar in the bot lane with Volibear, who's a really good jungler right now, complementing every lane here, pulling off ganks and clearing objectives, and Unseen, of course, with the late game monster. So I feel like with the drafting wise, as I told earlier, IIT has definitely come forward, but we'll see what SLIIT will be up to.
Yeah, okay. IIT is trying to go for a dive here, and we see a teleport coming in, and that's a really good knock-up onto Samira. Samira is using his W, and that's a beautiful out coming out from Ashlyx, and Samira goes down, and Lemonades also should go down here. That's gonna be 2 kills picked for team SLIIT. That was so good, Ashlyx.
Yes, definitely well played by the side of IIT here, and they are still going forward,
So
trying to catch out this Cassiopeia, but no, she's too slippery. Slithering out of the way of danger here, flashing forward.
Flashing out of the
Yes.
danger. It does cost his flash, but then again, he's able to get out. So they have already picked up 1 dragon, and okay, I think Ashlyx should be in trouble. Okay, BOOSHI just wants to drop the Herald. This is a good play because getting the plates onto, Cassiopeia, just getting the gold. Because Cassiopeia hitting 1 or 2 items is just gonna, she's gonna start doing a lot of damage where SLIIT can't have it right now. And then
we can see in the top lane, Wukong actually takes the tower by 14 minutes. I think that's the first tower of the game being picked up. But right now he's caught without mana. He has to waste his flash to escape the wrath of Shogat because no mana Wukong means monkey no good. Monkey no mana, monkey no good. So monkey run. That's what he does. But he actually gets the tower, so that's a lot of gold for his side. Oh, and we get this, Nautilus getting picked off here at a crucial timing because Dragon is up. That means free Dragon for IIT, so they're just going to go for it straightforward.
Yeah, Nautilus being out of position is just going to definitely... IIT is going to take that kill and going to convert that advantage to a dragon. So they already have 2 dragons. It's going to be an Ocean Soul. So the next dragon is going to be very crucial for both of the teams. So both I hopefully we see more fire from SLIIT. When the next dragon is up, just because they have to make sure they.
Yeah, as you said, Ocean Soul complements both of these teams, and whoever gets it is going to be at a really huge advantage here, and it's going to be insane. And right now we can see the advantage is on the side of Team IIT with a slightly comparable goal lead as well as 2 dragons on their side.
Yep, and we see both the junglers are in the bot side of the map, and I think BOOSHI wants something to happen. BOOSHI is walking. Okay, BOOSHI. Both the junglers are playing hide and seek, and I feel like they want to have and we see a teleport, and Kog'Maw is gonna get bursted down quick as possible, and there we go. And I think Nautilus is also gonna go down, but they have to use the TP from Cassiopeia. And meanwhile, the top lane,
They're just gonna keep going, man. They're
Yeah,
just they're not gonna stop.
people just keep dropping like flies, I feel like.
Yeah, dropping left, right, and center, and we can see in the top lane, Wukong now does have mana. That means Wukong good, monkey strong, monkey kill,
Yeah.
and Cho'Gath is very low right now. You can see. So they are making plays in each side of the map, even top lane, bot lane. They are going really aggressive, all out, being really proactive. So this is actually how the game should be played. They are playing it by the books really well. So we can see that the experience of these teams, we can see that they actually they have practiced well together. They complement each other really well. So that's actually paying off here. It really does show in the screen when they make plays and around the map like that. And especially the TP communication there in the bot lane that to make the play happen should be commendable.
Yeah, and I feel like Team IIT wants to finish this game as soon as possible. They have already taken around. They have already take out the outer towers of bot and.
Yeah, definitely, because I get a feeling even IIT knows that they shouldn't. They do not have to let Kog'Maw get the advantage of going into the late game and becoming the threat that he is, right? So they are trying to ensure to close out the game as soon as possible before Kog'Maw gets into that stage. And you can see that actually when it comes to this comp, they can protect the Kog'Maw really well. So Kog'Maw really is the win condition without a doubt here for the side of SLIIT. And Team IIT so far is doing a good job shutting it down. And we'll see how they continue moving into the mid game here.
Yeah, but I feel like it's gonna be a very hard job because they still have a very long way to go in terms of their power spikes, and yeah, it's gonna be a very tough job, holding on to this game because the Team IIT already have 2 dragons, but yeah, the Team IIT wants to fight for this Herald, but yeah, BOOSHI disengaged and we see Wukong going in, gets his ultimate onto 3 people, and there we go, Booyah goes in, gets the combo out, Nautilus drops down, and now they're chasing. Meanwhile, Cassiopeia kills the Kog'Maw, so yeah, I really don't think SLIIT can do much about it right now.
Yeah, we can see here that SLIIT is actually the game is looking really grim for SLIIT right here.
Oh my god, Lemonade is the place. Gets the Hex Flash out, but yeah, I don't think. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, plays keep coming out from IIT, yeah, and Ashlyx is gonna also drop. It's a very. I mean, there's nothing much to say. They have the OP comp, and I don't know why Team SLIIT didn't want to take it slow, especially given that they have Kog'Maw as their AD carry, and they need to hold out the game as much as possible. But they took a lot of fights in the early game, and yeah, and Team IIT came out on top on most of these fights.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see all the players in the side of IIT. They are really flashy players, so every one of them wants to make that play happen, and that's exactly what we are seeing. So all these players are capable of making their own plays, flashy plays, and we got to witness most of it.
It's mostly like IIT trying to flex, flex the plays right now rather than winning. We saw Lemonade with one of the flexes, and we saw they're just trying to flex as much as they can.
And yeah, so now we are moving into the Dragon, which is actually another very crucial part of the game, and that is also, of course, going into the hands of IIT. And there's not much that SLIIT can do here. They just have to stay safe and just allow the Kog'Maw to scale and farm, but that's it's going to take a really long time, a lot of effort, and it's going to actually depend on how many mistakes IIT makes rather than how many plays SLIIT will be willing to make.
Yeah, they need to hold off as much as they can. I mean, of course, they can't give the next dragon as well, and holding on off this game and trying to scale up is going to be a very difficult job for SLIIT. But yeah, those are their odds. Meanwhile, Team IIT is seeing a very explosive performance so far, and they just going for these plays because they know they have the better comp, they have the better champions, and they know they can easily win any fights, even if they are numbers disadvantage. So you see another play coming out, BOOSHI flashing on, trying to get onto Kokmo, but he was not able. And we see, oh, that's a flash coming out from Wukong, and their Nautilus drops down very quickly. Meanwhile, Togat is trying to tank 4 people, but yeah, it's not gonna work out.
You can see here how hard it is for SLIIT to keep up with the team fight here, because generally looking at the team comp itself, we can see that IIT has a really good team fight, but right now they are even stronger and they have more gold on their side. So that's going to be really hard for Team SLIIT to make a comeback here right now.
Elimination is gonna miss the headbutt pulverize, but Bhagya goes in, picks up the double. What an easy double kill for him. Maybe the easiest double kill that he has ever had. And he goes again. Gets the triple kill.
He doesn't stop.
And he's healing so much right now. And yeah, he's gonna get. Yeah, he's gonna get the quadra kill as well. So he's waiting for the penta kill. Yeah, there comes his penta.
Just a casual quadra, just a casual quadra, just tower diving, nothing much, just Samira things. Herald coming up clutch here, saving the tower. And we can see Wukong pushing on the other side of the map, just taking the whole side of top lane over. And yeah, I don't really see a way that SLIIT can come forward in this game, but there is always that the slightest chance where they can come back. As I said before, it all depends on how many mistakes that IIT will make and how SLIIT will capitalize on it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a very, IIT needs to throw like in a crazy way. They need to keep throwing like 4-5 fights, like 4-5 consecutive fights, and you don't really expect that from these kind of players, because let's be honest, they have some of the best players in the country. And yeah, I feel like this is gonna be the first game. There's a very tiny sleazy chance for Team SLIIT, and yeah.
Yeah, so I think the first step in the right direction would be to actually stop the Baron, first of all. If IIT gets Baron, that's basically spells disaster. That's at least 2 inhibitors down to the side of SLIIT, and there's actually nothing much SLIIT can do here. But we see that Wukong is bot side, but he does have TP in case of a team fight, and Baron does go down to the side of IIT, and we will see what's happening. That's a really nice looking tree, Ash. Don't you think so?
Yeah. I think
yes. Just having a bit of technical camera
technical
problems.
issue.
I think we are slowly coming back. Yes, perfect. Thank you, cameraman. Very cool.
The guy who's controlled the camera is from SLIIT, maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
Anyway, so they have the Baron as well. So currently, I would say Kieran Cancer has better chances than SLIIT winning this game. So it's gonna be a miracle, and yeah.
Yeah, but miracles has happened before, and it is not probable, but it is possible.
And yeah, anyways, I have to give props to the bot lane, Lemonades and Bhagya. What an amazing performance they put on, put up pretty much throughout the laning phase. They were able to get the lead, kill Raven again and again, and yeah, just take down the only win condition SLIIT ever had. And I think IIT wants to have this soul as well. I don't think why they need the soul, because they're so ahead they can just walk into the fountain and get the kill the Nexus. So not sure why they're just trying to
Yeah, but they're playing by the book, so they're being smart. They don't want to take any risk in actually coming into this game. So they want to ensure that they actually close out in the proper manner without actually rushing everything, and maybe that slightest chance of throwing is still there, so you never know. So they're actually being smart, and they are not going to be rushing it that much. So we'll see how it plays out.
We all know how it's gonna play out. IIT is gonna crush SLIIT in the next time. There is no question about it. It's gonna be, I don't know.
I mean, I want to have a sliver of hope because say I would love an interesting match.
For the sake of casting, I can understand that
Yes.
we need to, in the middle.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Get
Wukong
me.
goes in and yeah, he's gonna chunk Kog'Maw for a lot of damage and
And just casually 1, 2, 3, just 3 shots, 3 abilities, and 3/4 health gone, just like that.
so they're still inside the base. I think they want to get another inhibitor, and they're a little bit unsure what they want to do right now. They're just thinking whether to just go and get the Nexus or get the
Yeah,
inhibitors.
they're just thinking about ways to penetrate.
Or maybe they're waiting for the perfect time where Booyah can get that pentakill
Yes,
on Samira.
exactly.
One of those two things.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about.
So yeah, they do lose. The Baron is out.
Is it? Baron is actually
Yes.
gone, but yeah, that's not gonna stop them, is it? No.
Yeah. So they should be able to get this tower in this wave. I think. I'm not quite sure why IIT is so afraid, because they can just walk in and get the tower and have the team. They're definitely gonna win, but for some reason they just want to take it as slow as much as possible.
I mean, yeah, I have to give props for them for having such patience, right? I mean, if it was us, I think we would have towered over them like at least 5 times right now, right, Ash?
Yeah. And yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about the approach that SLIIT took on this game. They wanted to make sure that they have good, laners, so they put Hydra on jungle, Ashley on mid lane to, so that he can farm up, and Raven on a hyper carry. I mean, I can understand their whole point of view towards the game, but I feel like they need at least 1 or 2 players needs to get like they need to play their roles. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work out, because it's not like just because Raven goes AD carry he can carry the game, because he's facing against Booyah and Lemonade, so it's not gonna be easy at all. So I feel like they need to get to their main role that they play, so they can have a better fighting chance.
That's very true. That's very true, Ash. I think it would have been much more beneficial for SLIIT to have Raven in the top lane and Hydra in the mid lane, right? That itself will provide actually a really strong solo lanes for the side of SLIIT.
Yeah, because the way I think the only way that SLIIT can win is they need to snowball their lanes. The Hydra, Raven, they're really good. They're players who have so much. Okay, I think Unseen Blade has to flash because there's a really good ult coming from Ashley. And here we go, the last fight. The big ult coming up from Volleyball, and then there we go. Samira goes in and gets the kill, but Hydra goes and kills the blade. I feel like that's a little bit personal, but okay. Hydra flashes.
Definitely not personal. But yeah, overall, in the team fight, we can see IIT coming out as the victors of the team fight. Nothing surprising there, and I think they're going for the end. Why not? Because it has dragged on long enough, and Lemonade's trying to seek revenge. He guessed it. He guessed the revenge. Blade has been revenged. Good job, Lemonades, showing that teammates. Revenge does matter a lot. And yeah, without a surprise, IIT coming out as the victors of game 1. Congratulations, guys. So what's going to be really surprising is, Ash, for game 2, I would love to see lane swaps coming out, right? That's what we would like to see. We would like to see Raven going in the top lane, Hydra going in the mid lane, right? That's what we want to see, the exciting stuff. So yeah, game 1 victors, IIT.
Okay, I think I had my mic muted all this time. So
Yes,
Yeah.
Chethana, you had your mic muted. I was wondering.
I realized I looked at my cam and then there was like a red light on my face and yeah. Anyhow, so there you have it, guys. IIT taking game number 1, and of course this is a best of 3 series, so SLIIT still has that chance to come back in, and hopefully they do win the game number 2. Then we will have a 3-match series on our hands that way. But right now IIT looks very very strong. Samira coming out 14-2 in that, and even the Wukong, right? Very good performance by both these players, and they are a very dominant game throughout. And I feel like if they keep up this pace, if they can play at the same pace that they did in this game number 1, this will be a very short series with a 2-0 whitewash. But I still have hope for SLIIT. They might come out with something new, change up the way that they play, like y'all were talking about how they can change up their positioning. Well, they might have to switch out a couple of players and their positioning. But with that, we will be going in for a short break. So do stay tuned in for match number 2. And of course, a massive shout out to our sponsors. Not forgetting them. Definitely doing amazing work for the esports scene in Sri Lanka. And this is the Inter-University Esports Championship 2021, powered by none other than Softlogic Max and Dell Gaming Academy, and Red Bull as well. And the entire tournament is organized by Gamer.LK. So while we wait for game number 2 to start, grab yourself a Red Bull, and of course invite all your friends to catch the action live on GLK TV. We'll be right back after this short break, guys.
Red Bull gives you wings. एक नंदन रासक නෙවෙයි.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Inter-University Esports Championship 2021, hosted by none other than Gamer.LK and powered by our very own Softlogic Max and Dell Gaming Academy, as well as Red Bull, keeping you all energized throughout the entire day. So, right now, I think Sajitha and Ash were both talking about a patch update that might have actually come out, and probably why we are having issues with the client. Hopefully, we can get this fixed as soon as possible. I'm just waiting to see why I can't join the lobby. Wait, I think I figured it out. Yeah. Yeah, so apparently standard login into the lobby is not working, but we with that we actually do have the draft actually ready to start. Let me check on that. And yes, I think we have the draft all ready to start. So guys, hi, welcome back again. uh, we had game number one. Do you think SLIIT has a chance of pulling off an upset here? Can they win game number two is the question.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I feel like the approach they took was it wasn't the best approach that they could have taken. They didn't go for their main roles. They kind of swapped their roles to so that they could each of them could go to one of the main roles and they could control the game. But they are playing against some of the best players in the country as well, so they can't. I don't think that's the best approach. They need to go back in their main roles that they usually play in the local stage, and I feel like they could have a better performance in that way.
Yeah, I think always
That's
rotate
exactly
back
what I
to
was
what you're
thinking.
comfort with, right?
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
And I think we are actually ready to start up the draft again. So we have IIT and SLIIT game number two. Let's have a look at what these guys are going to be drafting now. I'm not
I'm
sure
pretty
why
sure
they have.
we will see
Yeah, go ahead.
in
Sorry.
this particular draft phase. Yeah, Tere. So what I was saying was in this particular draft phase, I'm pretty sure we will see a lot of changes coming from the side of SLIIT because they will have to change up their game plan if they have want to actually pull off an upset here. So what I think is it will actually change their game plan by a lot, by a big margin. So I'm really excited to see what they have got up their sleeve. And IIT, I think preferably they would love to go for a similar comp like previously with the proper flashy plays, champions such as Samira, Wukong going in for proper team fight compositions with the Alistar backing them up. So pretty exciting to see what's in store for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are just waiting on a couple of players to ready up. I think that is the delay, but I mean these players also need actually a short break between games. So I mean majority of the time it's around 2 to 5 minutes of maximum time given to the teams to get their act together again for game number two. You always want that a little bit of downtime to maybe even strategize, grab some water, grab some Red Bull, and get yourself energized up for game number two. And yes, and I think the draft is live now.
Yep, we can see the custody band coming out from double IT this time around. Yeah, double IT because Hydra is on SLIIT. Yeah, so we see the custody band from double IT and the Darius band. So it's just gonna be like the first game. We see the Yush bands coming out from both the teams. I think Vladimir is gonna be the next. Yes, it is. And yeah, and we see the Zinzao band coming out from SLIIT as well, probably for the BOOSHI, but BOOSHI was playing an amazing volleyball. I don't think it's gonna make any difference. And we see the Prarhibha band come from double IT, probably towards Raven to make sure he doesn't pick that up. And we see the Vayne band coming out from SLIIT towards Bhagya as well. So I feel like the first couple of picks is gonna decide a lot how this draft phase is gonna turn out to. And we have double IT picking this time around. We have double IT going with their first pick.
Yeah, we can see actually similar bands coming in from game two as well. And IIT going with the comfortable, of course, Volibear. Big performance by the Volibear in the last game as well. So why not keep whatever works, right? So Volibear worked out really well for them last game. They're going to be doing the same thing here, picking it up with the first pick. And now over the side of SLIIT, we'll see who they will be picking up. If we can see Syra pick coming forward.
I don't think
Hey.
Foxy is at SLIIT anymore. I think she already
Or
graduated.
is she?
But,
Or is
we are
she?
yet to
We never know.
see. Yeah.
She's always there in the shadows, waiting to surprise us as Foxy. Anyway,
Alright.
so Syra pick going definitely down below in the support position. No, it is not in the support position.
We
can
have
see
the
Nautilus
Nautilus
lock
being
in.
picked up as well. Yeah, I feel like they want the the Clownfish gameplay. I feel like that's where SLIIT will thrive in, because they need to have this consistent fights going around. I feel like that Kogmo pick it wasn't the best pick, because they have to scale, they had to put a lot of resources, and IIT is just not gonna give that much of, is not gonna let that happen. So I feel like this time around, having Zyra and Nautilus, I feel like that's a really good combination, even for the bot side. And we see Twitch coming through from IIT, and I'm gonna bet Unseen Blade is gonna play Twitch.
Are you sure?
I'm like 90% sure it's gonna be Blade on Twitch, but yeah, we are yet to see. And we see Gwen coming out from SLIIT. I hope Hydra will be on Gwen. Amazing champion, one of the best champions in the meta right now. So much damage, and yeah, overall really good. And I think Hydra has played. I'm not quite sure how much exposure Hydra has on Gwen, but I think
it could potentially be jungler or even top lane as well. You never know.
Yeah,
Gwen is very flexible when it comes to that.
Yeah, even maybe Raven. So we are not quite 100% sure about that. And we see a Blitzcrank band coming out from SLIIT. I think they don't want Lemonades picking up those cheesy support champions and make their life a living hell. We saw last game he picked Ice and he was making plays left and right, and I feel like he was the MVP of the last game as well. Even though we saw Samira with the kills, he was the one who was initiating, making the plays, making sure Samira gets the kill. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if SLIIT went for another support ban as well here. And meanwhile we see LeBlanc a LeBlanc ban coming out from IIT, probably towards Hydra again.
Yep, definitely towards Hydra. Yeah, so far it's looking. Oh yeah, of course the Lissandra ban. Lissandra is actually Unseen. There is one of his best picks, so that's comes as no surprise that Lissandra is getting banned here. But I'm excited to see actually who Unseen will be playing. It's either Twitch or is he going to be picking a mid lane champion? That is coming up now very soon.
Yep. And we see the Nocturne ban coming out from IIT. I think they want to make sure, since SLIIT haven't still picked the jungle, so they're just making sure that option is out of the hand. And we see all-time favorite, Sri Lankan all-time favorite jungler Amumu being picked up by SLIIT. So classic.
This definitely brings back memories.
Yeah, definitely.
Back in 2015, 2016 league, back in the country, you will only see only Amumus and Sejuanis flying around here and there, nothing else in the jungle.
And we see the SGL being picked up. Most probably Booyah is going to be on SGL, and I think I might be correct on my prediction that Booyah, that Unseen is going to play Twitch. So
is that mid lane? Is it? No, it's not mid lane Twitch, is it?
I mean, they might swap roles because that's a possibility, but we are yet to see.
I mean, we wanted SLIIT to swap roles, not IIT, but look here, this is where we are right now. IIT is swapping lanes, I guess.
Oh, the Viego is being picked up by IIT. I'm not sure who is going to be on Viego. I think there is a possibility that is Lemonades, because he's the one who to pick up the most craziest picks coming out from the draft. And we see K coming out. I'm 100% sure it's going to be Raven.
100% Raven. Yeah, that pick has Raven written all over it.
So yeah, this time around the draft makes a lot of sense from SLIIT. They're playing to their advantage. We see, I think Hydra is going to be on Gwen in mid lane. He can snowball mid lane, and we see a really good scaling champion from Raven who can make a difference. and Amumu again a good jungler overall. Anyone can, I mean,
Something, yeah, also something to note here that's very concerning for SLIIT is they have a ton of AP on their side. And that's really itemization. When it comes to itemization, IIT is going to have a really easy time to itemize versus actually five, if I'm not wrong, five AP champions on the side of SLIIT. So that's actually the main disadvantage from the comp that SLIIT has chosen to go for. But
I
we'll
mean,
see.
yeah, it's true that they have like, I mean, a lot of AP damage, but then again, Kale and Gwen does a considerable amount of
True
true
damage
damage
as
as
well.
well. So I
Yes.
don't think it's gonna be like a big issue for them.
We'll see. We'll definitely see. But I'm pretty sure for me, it's very concerning to AP champions. But we'll see how they pull it off. I mean, if they actually get a lead and going into the mid and late game with the true damage coming from Kale and Win, it won't really matter that much.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
definitely. And I mean, talking about the double IT comp, I'm not very happy with their draft this time around. I feel like uh, they were a little bit over after their first win. I mean, going for Twitch and Israel at the same time,
Yeah.
it's a very questionable line of drafting. But yeah, I mean, we just have to wait and see. I feel like if Twitch is gonna go to mid lane, Gwen has a very big upper hand, and Gwen, I just have to make sure that she doesn't get ganked and die in the lane. Otherwise, I feel like Gwen should be able to take down Twitch very easily.
But question though,
Yes. So, what do you think about how?
where's your money at? Who do you think will win the second match, at least not the series? Second match.
It's very, very hard to say actually for me.
I'm gonna go SLIIT. I'm definitely gonna go with SLIIT. I mean, amazing draft, and yeah, I really think SLIIT is gonna take the second game away.
Do you think
Yeah, looking
SLIIT
purely at
lost
the
that
draft.
first game because of their draft and maybe their way that they position themselves in certain lanes? Do you think that's why SLIIT lost that first game, or do you think IIT just has better players at this point and they're at a higher skill level?
I mean, IIT does have better players overall, but I feel like SLIIT was playing at a disadvantage mainly because they kind of role swapped. They didn't go for their main roles. They changed their roles so that they could control the map a little bit better. I don't think that, like I said, that's not the best approach. I mean, you are playing against really good players in the country. But this time around, they have gone for their players and they have picked amazing champions, really good draft, I would say. So yeah, I feel like SLIIT has this in their bag. They just have to just execute what they have drafted for.
Okay, just some stats while we wait for the game to actually start, because of course, League of Legends after the draft, there is a time it takes for the game to start as well. So until we wait for that, some interesting stats on the past winners of the Inter-University Esports Championship. So initially, the 2016, the inaugural one was won by Appet, and that was a massive win because it was the first time it was held, and it was all the way at BMICH, and it was actually, I don't know what that hall is called actually. This is a secondary hall onto the left side, not the Sirma Bandaranaike, but next to the main hall you have another one onto the left side. I can't remember what the hall was called, but the first tournament where the cinema hall is there basically at BMICH. But there is a cinema hall at BMICH. If you all have not seen the hall, there is actually an actual cinema hall in BMICH. But yeah, it was held next to that cinema hall, and that was the first Inter-University Esports Championship, and that's actually where they started the series of having inter-university, inter-school, and mercantile, and they have been continuing it throughout the years, basically starting from that onwards. And second year was won by or the 2017 one was won by ICBT, and I think this was at Trace, I think Trace Expert City, and the next two that was held, the 2017 and 2018 was held at Trace Expert City, where they had this hall, really long hall, and that was basically where Gamer.LK had most of the events during those 2 years, and different venue from what we had at BMICH, and different types of events as well. I mean, Gamer.LK with their Inter-University, or I think it was University. They had the cosplay event. A lot of other things that were happening. Joining the Inter-University Esports Championship, and I mean it was amazing. And like if I remember right, we had a Dell gaming laptop launch as well at one of these. I think it was the Inter-University Esports Championship where they had a Dell gaming laptop launching, and if I'm not mistaken, that was back in 2017. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on in LAN events, and sadly enough, these days, of course, we haven't had any LAN events. I mean, that's where all the hype is. That I feel like uh, online you don't have that, the physical hype where the players are shouting, your teammates are shouting, and the crowd is also all hyped up. That is a really hard feeling to get on an online platform. But still though, I would suggest it's a lot better than going out and doing anything these days around. So stay home and give on, like we have all been doing, working from home, gaming from home. It has always been locked behind these 4 5 hours that we live in. But next on 2018, I think it was won by SLIIT. So maybe they are looking to repeat things. So we have actually two previous year winners in this league match, which is IIT and SLIIT. SLIIT won in 2018, and then in 2019 it was won by IIT. And
Yes.
2019 it was actually, I think, held at Stein Studios. I mean, absolutely amazing venue to have a tournament. The lights, the production, everything. I mean, Gamer.LK joining up with Stein Studios was massive in terms of production wise. And SLIIT and IIT, I think, has even in 2018 when SLIIT won, it was IIT who came in second place, and then in 2019 when IIT won, it was SLIIT who was in second place, if I'm not mistaken. I might be a little bit off here, but I remember that these two teams were very close to winning 2019 and 18 both, and it was just a couple of points different. And come last year, it was online NSBM took home the crown back in 2020. But looks like this year we might be crowning one of our previous champions, be it may SLIIT or IIT, from what I've been hearing. Of course, this is just one title final. We'll have multiple title finals throughout the next couple of days. Going in for Dota tomorrow, which is League Dota. They have been going hand in hand in terms of numbers and participation from these teams, and there's always been the finals being very hyped. I feel like in the Sri Lankan esports scene, the League of Legends finals, the Dota finals, and the Call of Duty, right? I mean, the old Call of Duty 4 finals. I think these four, and also CS actually, these four titles was like the pinnacle of hype at a LAN tournament where, always these two rival teams taking on each other. But I think the game is ready to start up. But just before we get into the game, I want to give a huge shout out to Softlogic, who is offering up to 23% off on all high performance Dell gaming laptops, as well as desktops and high quality accessories as well. And they have 60 months installment scheme at 0% interest on all the leading credit cards. And of course, talking about Samsung, if you want a lagless gaming phone, the Samsung S21 5G is the phone to go. And also they do have their game booster to optimize your gaming experience on the S21. And if you want a phone that does absolutely everything with the best possible display as well, S21 Ultra is my suggestion. I mean, that phone is an absolute beast in terms of specs and in terms of performance, the camera. I think we all use phones for different things, whether it's gaming or pictures or just your day-to-day usage. I think you cannot go wrong with the S21 Ultra. And of course, they do have a special offer along with the S21 Ultra and the S21 Plus, where you get free Galaxy Buds Plus, and with the S21 you get 50% off on the Galaxy Buds Pro. So with that, I think we do have the game starting up, so grab yourself a Red Bull and join in on the action. Guys, over to you to take us through the play-by-play.
Okay,
Alright,
and
so
we see a
coming
flash.
into the match. Yes, soon as we go into the match, as we can see a fight happening right in the middle of the river. 30 seconds into the game, and yeah, both teams are actually okay. There's a trade happening with Gwen and Wukong.
Yeah,
Both
and we see Lemonades has actually got the Twitch, and Unseen Blade has gone Viego. And actually, it's Raven on Gwen, so all our predictions were wrong. So.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay, we did not see this coming.
All right.
These two teams continue to surprise us by a long shot.
Yeah. So
Is that a Twitch support or Israel support?
yeah, that's a Twitch support. I mean, I have seen Lemonades playing a lot of Twitch support. He builds AP and it's very annoying to deal with.
Oh
so-
yeah, AP Twitch is just so annoying, man. Like I have been in the receiving end of it, and it doesn't feel good at all. No.
Yeah. So Hydra is just gonna look to farm as much as he wants. I feel like they might have. Oh, XiaoRaven is trying to dive and he's just gonna go down. Yes, the ignite is not gonna kill the Wukong. I think he got a level up from that, and yeah, that's first blood down to the Wukong. You do. That's not something you see every day.
Yeah, definitely. Sport again. I just have to just tell that both of these teams are continuing to surprise us by a long margin, and we can see Bolivia is on the top side of the map. Wukong already teleports back into the lane, and so does Gwen, and Raven is not off to a good start as he gets a little bit too overzealous trying to dive the Wukong. He definitely did have the lead because he had a huge wave building up. Just went a bit too overboard there and got carried away by the tower, and
Yeah,
ends up
and
losing his life.
we see Lemonade is trying to, some damage we see, and
they're just Lemonade is just trying to be so aggressive here, trying to get
yep.
trying to
And but
damage
we
them
have,
as
I
much
mean,
as possible.
we do have Zyra and Nautilus in the bot side of the map. We don't
Oh
really
wait,
have an AD
I
carry.
didn't even notice that. Oh yeah, they don't have ADC, do they? Yep.
I mean, I feel like this for the best, but yeah, Lemonade is just gonna keep harassing again and again, and I feel like they can go on to these limits, but actually doesn't
Yeah,
have
but
enough
that's
mana.
the case of
and,
mana,
yeah,
and
Nautilus is gonna go down.
you see that Twitch damage, right? That's disgusting Twitch AP damage, coupled together with Ezreal with the long range
Very
Qs and
unfortunate.
E's. Yeah.
Yeah, and we see Hydra is being ganked by 3 people right now, and he does flashes, and then Lemonade is right there. Yeah, he's just gonna go down as well. The kill goes on to Wukong. This is the worst start that the SLIIT could have hoped for.
Yeah, definitely, and I would say that Twitch from Lemonades is actually popping off crazy coming into the early game here, getting making that play in the bot lane, ensuring a kill, and then quickly moving up with his feet, moving into the mid lane as he saw a fight happening and getting that kill there as well. So things are looking really good for IIT right here in the beginning of the game. So excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, Gwen overextending and Hydra being ganked by 4 people right there. That's just the best that IIT. I mean, IIT putting one hell of a show, and we see Lemonades again going on. Hydra doesn't have flash. It's an amazing stun coming out of Unseen Blade. Hydra should go down here. Lemonades picks up the kill, and yes, that's.
Lemonades, just casually taking up on 2 roles by himself, both the support and the jungler. There's
And the
casual
AD carry.
2 roles.
And the AD carry.
And the AD carry. My bad, 3 roles, definitely. And of course, that translates directly into a free dragon here. They're going straight forward for it. We have mid lane Prio, we have bot lane Prio coming up. And yeah, free dragon, 0 to 4 starting into the game with a dragon going into the side of IIT. Game's looking really good for them right now.
I mean, we thought like it would have been like a very tough. I mean, a very close game for both the teams, but I feel like IIT is playing much better than what they were playing last game. And meanwhile, we see Wukong is trying to go on this Raven. Raven is starting to do a lot of damage. Ignite goes down onto Wukong. Wukong should go down here. We used that, but yeah, goes down. That's the first kill coming off for SLIIT. And meanwhile, Hydra is trying to get a kill onto Lemonade. Does have the ultimate, but no, he's not able to use it. Gets stunned by Viego and goes down. So I feel like that's the story for the mid lane. I mean, it's going to be a very tough job for Hydra to even walk front just even to farm, because he gets consistently gets ganked from Lemonades and BOOSHI. So
Yeah, I get a feeling that they are not respecting the pick, the Twitch pick coming from Lemonades a lot, because they have to know that the fact that Lemonades is a really good player who is a multi-role talent who can make things happen, surprising us again here with the AP Twitch pick.
oh,
You can
that's a
see the amount of
lot of
damage.
damage coming out from Twitch. Nautilus is forced to go back. And yeah, but the reason why I was expecting, or meanwhile XiaoRaven just uses the blades, but does not land it onto Wukong.
Doesn't translate into a kill there.
Yeah, like I was saying, Shali, what I was saying was the reason why I was expecting Kale to go top is because Kale can have a decent farm in the top side. Anyway, meanwhile, we see a gang coming out from BOOSHI. Raven gets back to safety. Yeah, should be able to get back safety. And I mean, the issue with Kale going mid is it's very hard for Kale to farm right now, because he keeps getting ganked again and again.
Yeah.
And that is one of the main reasons why people don't want to get why people don't play Kale in the mid lane, because once you start getting it, it's going to be very hard. And we see again Lemonade
just
going to chunk half of the damage.
I mean, at this point, you have to ask the question: is it personal? Probably not, but just asking. Lemon is just showing us that how much of a threat he can be right now. He's never. I have never seen this guy in the bot lane. He's just going off helping his team somewhere else, playing multi roles right now casually. Yeah. And as you said, Ash, very good point. That's very true. Kale actually, there's too much action when it comes to the mid lane. So Kale actually needs that time and that space and that freedom of being in the island and farming up to become that monster in the late game. So that's not possible when you're in the mid lane, because there's too much action happening and you're expected to take lane prio and there's dragons going here and there. You don't get that freedom.
Yep. But I do have to give props to Lemonades, because if someone says supports can't carry, just show them this game. Am I right? he's just everywhere. He's pretty much everywhere on the map. He made sure that Hydra is useless, at least even in the early game. And meanwhile, again they're going. They should be able to get the Nautilus. Yeah, they do. But Ashlyx is fighting back. Really good coming out. They do take the kill on Twitch. Meanwhile, XiaoRaven is going in, misses the blades, but yeah, gets the kill. That's a beautiful outcome from Hydra. She is the Raven, and they are turning things around.
Definitely looking good. We can see the team of SLIIT picking up a few kills here, as well as no, it does not translate into Herald, unfortunately, not yet at least. But they are getting inboard when it comes to his kill zone, and Ezreal just casually picks off the Syra with EQW combo.
Meanwhile, Lemonade is again on Hydra. Hydra gets ignited, but Lemonade flashes to safety.
I think he got him. But it's AP.
He does get it.
It's AP Twitch. The poison is just it scales off AP. Of course, Lemonade knows the potential limit of the champion. So it's casually igniting, and he knows that Hydra's gonna die. He just casually just gets out of the way. Like a very cool guy. Walking away from explosions. That's what he did there. Just walking away from the kill as he died.
So we see a pause coming through. Yes. Yeah, Wukong got disconnected.
I was actually very surprised to not see a pause until now. That's very Sri Lanka is moving forward, Ash.
Yeah, definitely. And I really want to talk a little bit about how the game stayed and how the game was played out in this early game. I mean, I was expecting Kale to go top, but he was mid, and his life was made very difficult by this the jungler and the support. They consistently kept ganking, and Hydra is very behind right now. And even though Gwen has picked up is almost on his way to the first mythic item, I think it's going to be a very difficult job to play around these dragon and herald fights,
Yeah,
especially
also,
once.
yeah, my bad actually. We actually see the team SLIIT has actually picked up the Herald and it's with Amumu. So they have that going, and if they use this Herald properly, either to get potentially Raven fed in the top lane to get him some plates and enhance his lead, that would be huge for SLIIT.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we see SLIIT picking up a neutral objective. So kudos for the jungler. Amumu picking up that herald. So I think they will be trying to give that give the goal to Gwen most probably, because they need this Gwen to snowball in the side lane. So that's like basically one of their biggest win conditions in this game.
And I'm also excited to see how this Viego will be turning out to be. And it's of course in the hands of a very experienced player, Blade. So you can expect that to be really good. And you can, I think we can confidently expect a lot of plays going into these team fights, as Blade will get reset upon reset. So very excited to see that happening.
I think Blade wants to showcase that he can play a better Viego than Charger, who put up a dominant performance in the last
And that's definitely
local
personal.
tournament. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So the game is gonna get resumed here, and we have the an infernal soul coming up as the second dragon, I think. And yeah, most of the IIT players are hovering around. They want to get this dragon, and further to the dragon's soul as much as they can get. And
So Dragon is actually up right now, is that? Yeah. And
Yeah,
we can see they are battling for it. And of course, SLIIT is actually not in the position to contest it. Of course not, because they have IIT came very early into the dragon before it spawned and made sure they got the correct vision down and laid down the control wards, as well as swept off the vision, and they got the control of the area. So
Lemonade is gonna use the ult, and yeah, that's gonna. Will he go down? No, he doesn't.
oh, the teamwork though. The Ezreal ult coming in clutch. Actually, I think probably saving the Twitch because of that Ezreal ult.
Yeah, most probably. I think very well played from the bot lane duo. I mean, like I said, coming into this whole series, one of the biggest issues that SLIIT is gonna have is dealing up with this bot side of the bot lane, because it's just gonna be explosive as always. And Lemonade being the support, the things can't get any worse. The man is everywhere. He's just roller coasting this whole map and making everyone's life very difficult to play League of Legends. I mean,
can we talk about this Ezreal damage? What? Just casually chunking out the Nautilus half HP, a couple of shots.
We are being the silent carry as always been.
As always. Just goal things, I guess. Right, Ash?
Yes. And yeah, it's 30 minutes in the game, and I feel like this time around we see better plays coming out from IIT, and I feel like the winning condition the SLIIT has is trying to play through the top side, because Gwen has already completed the mythic item, and meanwhile Lemonade is again going, and unfortunately Nautilus has disconnected, and he gets reconnected, and Raven comes out and he lands the first needle bait, he lands the second needle bait, lands the third needle bait. Glitch does go down, and yeah, and Hydra also for some reason.
That's definitely a good TP.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Hydra TPs though.
Yeah, Raven's TP would be sufficient, and we can see actually the Herald coming into play as well here. They are going to put it on in the bot lane. I think plates are gone at this point. Is it?
No, it's not gone.
Nope.
14 minutes. Yeah.
They got the plates. Yes.
All right, so that's a good play coming out from SLIIT, trying to minimize the early game hit damage as much as they can. Meanwhile, sneaky booyah doesn't allow Raven to back, and Hydra's gonna find Royal Bush in the jungle, but I don't think he can do anything about it.
So the next thing SLIIT has to focus on is actually getting the dragons in line, right? So I can see IIT already have 2 dragons on their side, and third one's going to be really crucial. They do not want IIT to be on the soul point, so SLIIT should make it a priority to try to contest the next dragon as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely, and I feel like Lemonade is getting to a point where he can basically one-shot anyone. At the same time, he also can get one-shot by anyone. So it's very important for him to maintain the distance and do the damage. And he's still roaming, trying to to find some opportunity where he can get a skirmish on and get one or 2 kills onto his teammates. Meanwhile, Raven is getting the push on in the top side of the map. He has 3 kills. Has completed the first item as well, so he's big right now. That's definitely that winning condition is still alive for SLIIT.
Which going in miss again. This Lemonade is always trying to find an opening to attack from stealth, be a sneaky boy, as you said. And when it comes to the junglers, we have not really seen that much of action happening in the jungle.
So Raven goes in, lands the first needle bell, misses the second one, so he needs to back.
Yeah, but we can see that the Gwen here building the Rift Maker, now having a considerable amount of damage, chunking the Wukong out to half HP and continuing the push. Raven will be looking towards getting this tower as soon as possible, so he can just move around the map and help his team out.
Yeah, definitely. And meanwhile, Wukong is trying his best to make sure that Raven doesn't get much damage onto the tower, because the moment the top, it's going to be very difficult for IIT to control this Gwen, because she's just going to push and just going to PP and gonna turn the fights around. Meanwhile, IIT gonna have the 3rd dragon. It's gonna be the third dragon, the mountain dragon for IIT. So that's 1 more dragon for Soul. And Lemonade is going on to Ashley. Ashley tries to get the root, but flashes. I think Ashley should die here from the poison. Yes, he does. Very unfortunate, and good flash coming out from Lemonade again to dodge out the E, to dodge out the snare. But meanwhile, SLIIT gets the Herald. Not a bad cross map play coming out from SLIIT.
Yes, I mean SLIIT definitely loves to take the Herald, second Herald of the game going to SLIIT as well. But we can see that dragons are actually what matters right now, because Blade's already gone, and there's only so much Herald can do, and we can see the team IIT is already at soul points, so next dragon will actually be the soul dragon. So that SLIIT has to be really careful about that. But Herald coming into play here, taking the first top lane tower and probably going to be doing a bit of damage. No, it's going to go off, and that's all the Herald manages to take, just the top lane tier 1 tower.
Yeah, but then again, that's actually really good news for SLIIT, because Gwen now can push out much further and roam to the jungle and have much more presence in the map overall. So that's what SLIIT is looking for, because Gwen is the only champion is a little bit ahead as of right now, so he needs to put up the show, and I think Ashley should go down again. This is very unfortunate for SLIIT.
Yeah, I mean Levin just making sure SLIIT doesn't try to find an opening here. He's just shutting every option down, killing at least one member, assassinating the one member before any team fight or any sort happens, and that actually of course translate into a free tower for them. And yeah, this Twitch is becoming more and more of a problem just the more the game goes on. But I would say there's a lot of pressure on Raven to try to find ways to carry his team forward and make those plays happen. So a lot of pressure on Raven, but he is a veteran player. He is experienced and he's capable of doing so. So very exciting to see what's going to be happening there.
I think Nautilus is gonna get. No, he doesn't. I mean, it doesn't want to use any abilities on the Nautilus. Just lets him go down. But I also have to remind Hydra is on Kale and he's been farming up. He completed his first mythic item. So, you know, once he gets to that second and third item power spike, Hydra is gonna do a lot of damage as well. Despite the fact that he was, you know, ganked multiple times and, you know, not being led to farm. Okay. Ashley goes down again, which is just making sure that Ashley dies again and again for some reason. And we see IIT trying to deny most of the jungle farm, jungle camps as well. Meanwhile, Raven is pushing the top side. I feel like Raven should go and does some damage. And we see a teleport coming in. Raven uses the ult. Starts doing so much damage. The ult comes in, misses the blade, misses the ult, and there he goes. And oh my god, that's so close.
Huge. That flash from Unseen Blade was huge as he dodged Gwen's Q. I think that was very crucial. That's a very crucial outplay coming from Blade there. So ensuring that the strongest player of SLIIT has been taken down, and that of course means Baron is up for grabs, and that's what they're going for. Baron is now half HP, going down rapidly. It is gone. Now IIT looking really strong right now, looking unstoppable here. 14-3 with 3 dragons. So coming up soon, Baron on their side as well. It's looking really grim for SLIIT yet again, and IIT just steamrolling the game forward, even more so than the last game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, the fact that they want to pick fights from SLIIT is not showing any promise, because they need the Hydra again needs to scale as much as he wants, he can, because again we still have that the effect, the scaling effect from the last game. The last game SLIIT went for the Kog'Maw. This time around they went for the Kale, so they can't have any early game fights because of this. They need to scale up as much as they can, and this puts a huge blunder on SLIIT. They have to drag the game as much as they can, and just IIT is not letting them drag. They're picking the fights again and again. Every opportunity they get, they're trying to pick, and we're seeing a fight for the Blast Soul. Gwen takes it. He secures the dragon, but
the team fight is lost, and you could see that Ezreal actually coming in clutch with that huge ult to start off the team fight, which actually hit like 3 or 4 members, and then of course the rest of the team collapses and takes down the entirety of Team SLIIT. But we can see that SLIIT actually does get the dragon, right? But of course that's nothing compared to losing 2 towers and maybe an inhibitor. Of course, that's the Baron push as well.
So that's a Baron push, and I feel like they should be able to get the inhib as well. But yeah, they are again going for the safe play. They don't want to take any risk. They just back down from, and they want to fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's very respectable that still, even though they have such a big lead, they do not want to take that risk, because they know that SLIIT is actually a team of scaling proportions, right? It's when the Kale, they all scale really too well, and they do not want to give them a chance to do so, even the slightest.
Yes, and I feel like currently I don't think Gwen can do much on team fights either, because we have Twitch is 7-6 right now. He has completed his death cap as well, so that's gonna be a lot of damage. And Diego is on 2 items, and Ezreal is 604 right now with 2 items, and even this Wukong is doing a lot of damage right now. So Gwen uses the needle blade work and goes in, but Diego is here. I think Raven should go down, but almost. Oh, he does take down
Raven does.
Wukong with the ignite, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, you could see that even Wukong, from the result of his team playing so well, I mean, he also contributing with the teleports, amazing teleports as well. But even though Raven is fed and he technically won the lane, even Wukong can match up to him right now because of the sheer amount of goal lead Team IIT has been stacking up. The Barons and the Dragons, and only one dragon away from Soul. But they are chipping away Team SLIIT, taking it slowly, one by one, taking tower by tower. And then next up for grabs is actually they will be looking towards to getting that soul point.
Good, coming up from SVL, and Twitch goes down. Twitch gets caught. I think we should go down here, yeah. And Unseen Blade gets a kill, and yeah, Unseen Blade gets the soul of the Nautilus, but yeah, goes down immediately.
Getting a bit too out of position there as he moves forward to land an ult, but he does get caught out to a stun if I'm not mistaken, and then he gets collapsed on, and followed by him Blade also goes in. So these are what I was talking about. This is exactly what IIT does not want to happen right now, but it's just a minor setback for now. It could turn on to something a bit more dire for IIT, but I don't think that's going to happen here because nothing is really at play. Even Dragon is not there yet. So it's just going to be 2 kills as long as IIT just waits for them to respawn and then be on time for this Mountain Drake and Baron coming up in 1 minute. They'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, from the last fight, we see that Gwen is still really. I mean, she does a lot of damage, even though the team is, I mean, around 10k goal behind, more than 10k actually. So it's gonna be pretty hard. But the more items Hydra and Gwen stacks up, I think it'll be an easy job for them to at least, you know, go even on these team fights. So they're trying to farm as much as they can, but I think the next dragon is coming up in a very short time. So it's the soul for the team IIT. It's actually the mountain soul. So it's, I mean, it's gonna play a big role, and I don't think SLIIT will be very happy, you know, just giving that up.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's going to be really hard for them to contest it as well because all the vision and all the laying down the ping forwards and the sweeping data, everything is going to be carried out by IIT because they do have that pressure and that map control here, of course.
Team SLIIT is trying to do a cross map play. Gwen is teleporting, but Unseen Blade is here. He knows that something is fishy, and the whole IIT team is here. Baron is almost down. Yes, Amumu secures the Baron, and this is gonna be a very big fight. And Hydra is doing so much free damage right now, and the rest of the team is here. Gwen secures the kill, and oh my god, Unseen Blade coming out.
Yeah, the 2 carries of the team showing
a quadra kill for the Viego.
There we go. The flashy plays that I wanted to see from Unseen Blade has finally taken place. You could see him ulting back and forth here and there, secure on the team fight. And now he's going for that maybe final push. Let's see if Unseen can actually end it here.
I don't
Probably not. They're just going to go for these 2 hits for the safer play. And of course the Mountain Soul as well. So why not?
Yeah.
Just, you know, lead the enemy team out as much as you can and then just finish it off in the next push. That's what they're going for right now.
And I have to say, despite being 10k, I mean more than 10k goal behind, that was such a close fight for me. If Viego didn't pull that off, I feel like SLIIT could have won that. So I mean, Hydra was in a really good position. He was dishing out a lot of damage, and so was Gen, but unfortunately too much of a goal difference for SLIIT. It's a very tough job to, you know, to be on even footing on these team fights. So yeah.
Yep, and now we see both the teams are preparing for what might be the last team fight of the game that will be the deciding factor if IIT moves forward to be crowned the champions, or SLIIT with another fighting chance.
maybe the last team fight of this series. I mean, if IIT wins this game, it's gonna be they're gonna be crowned the League of Legends champion for 2021 Inter-Uni. So amazing. They have some really good players, and the performance today has been top notch from pretty much all the players from IIT. But I have to say, Lemonade's actually showing
Taking the
that
spotlight.
yeah, taking the spotlight and showing what a support can actually do in the game.
Yeah, that guy's impact was insane, especially in the early game, just moving forward, as I said, and as you said, just casually taking the role of the jungle, mid, and the support. I'm sorry, I mean the jungle, support, and the ADC.
So that IIT is trying to push out all the lanes. They want to attack all the 3 lanes at the same time, and so that SLIIT has to decide on which lanes to defend, which ultimately open up one side of the map. And yeah, we see Unseen Blade taking down this inhib. There's a lot of damage to the inhib, and
Just IIT is just trying to bleed out SLIIT wherever they can, just chipping away inhibitor there, tower there, some damage, and they do not still.
there's an eye coming out from Nautilus. Nautilus flashes and hooks to Twitch. That's an ignite coming out. Twitch should go down here, and I feel like that's not a good fight. Volibear should be picking. Volibear also should go down. Yes, double kill for Kale. This is not what you want. For some reason, Booyah What's going on? Booyah flashes and he dies as well.
This definitely took a turn, and this is exactly what IIT doesn't want to happen, right? So a bit of a throw coming in here. They do get caught trying to greet for the bot lane inhibitor.
But to be honest, I have to say, once SLIIT finds their way into the game, I don't think IIT is gonna have a very hard time, because it has so many better carries, I would say.
That's true, definitely. I mean, the late game, of course, with the Kale and the Gwen, with the Amumu as well, right? The tanky and the beefy frontliners just soaking up damage for these carries who does 2 damage. It's going to be really big for Team SLIIT if they continue this momentum, but IIT still has a considerable amount of goal lead as well as Mountain Soul, so it's up to IIT as well to properly close out the game without greeding and without going for throws here and there. They have to take that patience what they had last game and bring it into this game as well. Just slowly bleed out the enemy team without taking that much of a risk.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the Baron is also going to spawn in less than 1 minute of the time, and they are getting the push onto the top side of the map. They want to set up for this Baron and try to taunt SLIIT towards the Baron, so that they can have a proper 5-on-5 fight where they can easily win and finish the game, or take Baron and slowly bleed out, as you were saying. So we see SLIIT is trying to get a little bit of vision out here, and Hydra is doing his best trying to clear the waves that's coming towards him, and Hydra does have the teleport, so he can join the fight anytime he wants. I feel like IIT wants to take a fight here. They don't want to start the Baron. We see Unseen Blade coming out. The shadows does not want to charge the stun. So both the teams are hovering around mid. They want to play
you can see that team IIT is being very smart. They know that their bot lane is pushing, so they're just allowing their bot lane to push out so they can push in right here, and then try to expect they are trying to make one person go bot lane and then quickly engage on whoever's left in the mid. But
okay, they are going towards Baron Shali, and Hydra is level 17 right now. He's gonna take this red buff as well. I feel like this will be a good fight if SLIIT can go for it, but for some reason,
really fast.
Yeah, they're gonna take the Baron. For some reason, they want to go towards the.
Now we can see two TPs going out. They're trying to close out the game from what side?
Yeah, they're trying to close out the game from the top side. They do have the Baron buff as well. They're trying.
Oh,
to,
I think this is the winning push.
Yeah,
they're gonna finish the game
Team
right
SLIIT is
here.
just too busy taking the dragon. Zyra's gonna be caught out here, and there we go. The TP coming in from Raven, I guess, and Raven trying to. They do.
Oh,
get
that's
the,
a lot of damage coming out
Elder.
from Raven. He instantly takes
Oh,
the Viego
boy.
and takes the Israel as well. Oh my god, that's the boss coming out.
They took the Dragon Soul, the Elder, really fast, and then TP back just to get those kills, and they did not allow them to close out the game, at least even get a tower. Wow, this is turning out to be quite the roller coaster, Ash.
Yeah, this is the comeback story from SLIIT. They're finding their way back into the game, and I have to say, Hydra has already completed 3 items. He's level 18 right now, so doesn't matter how much goal difference you have. He has his 3 items. He has it level 18. He's gonna do a lot of damage compared to the the counterpart.
Definitely, and things are looking up and up for Team SLIIT. Just as we state, the longer the game goes, the more OP these champs get. And
Oh, that's another
Yep.
kill coming out for Hydra. So he's gonna take out Wukong as well. I feel like that they can have a mid push here. Yeah, so we see Hydra clears the wave instantly as well. So
it's just insane amount of damage actually. Just casually going for the tower without any minions as well.
yep. I mean, I don't think they will be able to continue this for much longer because the tower damage is going to ramp up throughout the time,
Yeah.
and the tower also takes less damage because there are no minions. But they
They
do
made
have
sure
a
they
wave coming
made the
in.
more. Yeah, they made sure they make the most use out of it.
Yeah. So they have a wave coming in, so they should be able to take this tower without any issue. Nautilus flashes, but I don't. Okay, Kale is also gonna flash, but I don't think that's the best idea. But he takes down Twitch, he takes down Lemonades, so that's gonna be. Okay, they're gonna get back, and oh, Ezreal all misses by a smidge.
And they choose to go back here, getting whatever they can. Things are looking really good for SLIIT right now.
Yeah, they were able to turn it around. I feel like IIT took a little bit easy for some reason. They kind of went in at the wrong time in wrong places, and it kind of backfired to them. And like I told you, when the game gets dragged, it doesn't really matter who has the goal lead, because once Hydra gets the items and once Gwen gets the item, they should be able to win this team fight very easily.
But we also have to note that SLIIT actually has 3 open inhibitors up for grabs. I think they're not going to give these guys a chance to even go for that. And we can see a team fight happening here.
It's a big team fight, but we see Hydra's free Hareen, and Gwen takes down Twitch as well, and Viego goes down as well.
So
So
they
Ezreal
still have Elder Dragon. Gwen goes down actually.
Gwen goes down, gets committed too much, but Hydra is doing so much damage right now. Hydra being the carry he is, and Wukong should be able to kill the Amumu.
And then we can see that the Elder Dragon also finally ramps down. That was a really big, insane Elder play coming from this team. They made the most use out of it. They didn't get an inhib, unfortunately, and they did dive there, so that actually results in 3 for 3. For now, the game is actually really close, going toe to toe. Both the teams making plays left and right. This turned out to be very interesting. By the way the game started, we did not think this would be how it goes, but we are into the late game now. It's anyone's game, Ash.
Yeah. I mean, I told my money was on SLIIT at the start of the game, so
Yes, you did.
despite them having a very bad game, they were able to bounce back very well.
Definitely respect for that. They had the patience to stay strong and hold on, and now they are getting their chance to come back.
Yep. And despite the fact Hydra being ganked over and over again, he almost has full items. I feel like he's going for that last item. He has this large rod. Should be able to get his last item with a little bit of money. And Gwen is gonna find the Volibear here, but yeah, doesn't want to do anything regarding that. Yeah, Hydra is gonna go back for his last item. So he's full item kill. We did not expect this game to, go into a position where Chaos goes to full build. So that's really something.
Yeah, but here we are. That's where exactly this game has turned out to be. And yeah, next fight will be a really deciding factor. I think we are moving on to the 40-minute mark as well. So potentially the winners of the next fight will be the winners of the game.
Yeah, and Hydra is gonna find Unseen Blade, and Unseen Blade should be able to
all the way.
out to safety. And we see Nautilus coming in. If he gets the ult, he gets the ult, but yeah, there's no.
But I don't think they can't follow up. Yeah.
So in terms of neutral objectives, the Baron is gonna spawn in, I think, less than 1 minute of the time. So the team SLIIT does have their 3 inhibs up. So as long as they make sure the waves are clear, they should be able to contest for this Baron as well. And I feel like right now, if they take a 5-on-5 fight, there's a I feel like there's a very good chance that SLIIT should be able to win over IIT.
Yeah, but it all depends on how these individual players make the plays, and who gets caught out first and who makes the engage first and stuff like that will be crucial deciding factors of the next team fight. But looking at paper, we can see that the advantage is actually will be over to the side of SLIIT because of the insane late game prowess.
Yeah, and we see Raven is trying to 1v5 right now. He almost chunks down BOOSHI a lot, and here comes Unseen Blade. Gwen goes down actually, and so does Nautilus.
He's looking really bad.
And Hydra is almost out.
Survives. No, but Viego just gets the resets, and it's looking really good for IIT right now. They're just going to go for Baron, I guess. But they do have 3 inhibs up for grabs as well. If they get this Baron and 3 inhibs, that spells out disaster for SLIIT.
Yeah, and also they also have the Elder as well to take for grabs. It's going to be Baron. Yeah, it's going to be Baron and Herald.
Perfect win condition to close out the game. Baron, Elder Dragon, and 3 inhibitors. Let's see if they can actually pull all those 3 conditions off. They got 1, they're going to get 2. Elder Dragon is also gone. Right now, IIT is looking really powered up and ready to push and win the next team fight. They did not get any inhibitors, unfortunately, but they have what it takes. They have the tools, the Baron and the Dragon, the Elder Dragon, to close out the game, and they are just going straight for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a second chance for IIT. I feel like this will be the last chance for IIT, to be honest. And they need to make sure that they close the game with this Baron and
Elder buff. The only way IIT will be
for IIT.
Yeah, the only way IIT will be is if SLIIT makes a pick and picks out 1 player, leaving only 4 players for IIT. But I'm pretty sure IIT will not let that happen, and they will stick together. They'll make sure they make the most use of this Elder Dragon buff, as well as the Baron.
So SLIIT is trying their best to clear, and there's a lot of damage coming out from the poison from the Twitch.
First inhib being taken down, and they are going to set their sights on the remaining 2. Second inhib goes down. If third inhib goes down, it's going to be really, really hard for SLIIT to defend this push, the Baron and Elder push. With 3 inhibs down, that just spells out disaster.
And
Right
also
now,
Double ID is being very cautious. They know they can't overstep their bounds.
that is just so much damage just from one Israel ult because of the Elder Dragon buff and the burn damage. They're just out like half HP, most of these guys, and they're just pushing out, bleeding them slowly. The minions doing the work. This is what I mean. Uh, Elder Baron 3 nips. That's just unstoppable, man. I think they're done here. Yeah, team fight going forward. 2 kills, 3 kills. A Blade just taking those resets and wait. Kale is no. There was a slight chance where Kale could potentially carry, but
I mean, late game
the
kill
team
is
fight,
good,
no.
but
IIT.
late. Yeah, sure.
Yes, Ash.
I mean,
I
late
think the
game.
game's done. Go on, Ash. Go on. Yes.
Yeah,
Your point was?
I was gonna say, yeah, a late game Kale is better, but what is much better is the Elder buff.
The Elder buff, yes. I mean, you don't mess with the Elder, bro. The Elder, the Baron, and the 3 inhibitors. I mean, all those are the perfect 3 win conditions to just close out the game. If those 3 conditions won't close out the game, I don't know what will. So basically, we can see here IIT coming as victors of the second game as well and taking home the championship. We have your victors, people. Inter-Uni 2021 champions for League of Legends IIT. Congratulations, guys. That was really intense, Ash.
It definitely was. For a second, we thought SLIIT would have,
Yeah, it was
they had the game.
Yeah,
It was,
I thought that SLIIT would be definitely going for it because the team fights were really in their favor, and but IIT just managed to close it out. They managed to get back their stride. They were moving away from the rails a bit, but they got back on track. Made sure to close out the game the way they know best how to, playing by the book.
yeah, definitely. And I have to say, near the Baron, the fight that IIT pulled off, they made sure that none of their carries went down. Ezreal and Twitch both were in a really good position to do the damage, but again was safe from Gwen and Kale as well. So kudos for the great positioning and making sure that they get that Elder and Baron so that they can close out the game.
Yep, definitely. So again, guys, thank you all for watching. We have crowned your victors, and it is IIT yet again here. So again, congratulations, guys. So we will be just so we can actually close out the stream for today. Just waiting on Terror to come back and give his closing regards.
Yes, thank you very much, man. I mean, IIT just the better team, I guess, on the day. Was a little bit scary towards the latter part. I mean, SLT showed some signs of life there, but SLIIT, I mean, I thought they had it at one point when they won that first team fight when they were pushing in, and I think IIT got caught out just pushing in I think it was bottom that they were pushing in, and they got just picked off one by one. I think they were a little bit overconfident, the IIT, and then SLIIT picked them off, and then dive in the tier 2 tower mid. I think the second tower mid, they managed to get another pick off there, and I thought they had it at that point, but IIT, I think. After just getting a bit overconfident there, came back with all guns blazing to, I think, close out the game. But nevertheless, a solid game from them. And of course, we do have another finals happening tomorrow. It's going to be the Dota 2 finals tomorrow. Do make sure to join us again for that as well. I mean, grab yourself a Red Bull and join us again for that. But let's take a look at the winning team rosters here. We do have first place going to IIT and SLI. This is obviously going to help them in the long run, in the sense, I mean, multiple title wins. It needs to come down to who will take home the overall title of the best university esports team out there. So definitely now 1 gold medal under them, and of course a 1 silver medal to SLIIT. Both these two teams, like I said before, they have been it has been a very close competition between the two teams when it comes to the overall fights for the trophy, the final trophy. But with that, I will be closing things out. Again, a massive shout out to our sponsors here. It is of course Softlogic Max and Dell Gaming Academy, as well as Red Bull, and of course the entire tournament is hosted by Gamer.LK. And like I said, again, we have more matches coming to you live tomorrow. And just again, a quick reminder: the Softlogic has 23% off on the high-performing Dell gaming laptops, as well as the gaming laptops, their desktops, and high quality accessories as well. And they have a 60 months zero interest installment plans on all leading credit cards as well. So head on over to mysoftlogic.lk website to check them out. And of course the Samsung S21 5G, the best of its kind right now in the market. If you are looking for that lag free, best performing gaming phone that you can have in the market these days, the S21 just covers all the angles, whether it's a camera phone, whether it's a gaming phone, boasting of the best display and best camera setup that you can buy. S21 Ultra is the way to go. And of course they do have a special offer with the S21 Ultra and the S21 Plus, which they are giving away a free Galaxy Buds Plus, as well as the Galaxy S21, which you will be getting a 50% off on the Galaxy Buds Plus. And yep, so until we meet again tomorrow, it's going to be a wrap. It is going to be myself, Ash, and Aslod, all three of us signing off. Hope you guys have a lovely night and a great day tomorrow, and make sure to stay safe. Bye guys.
Bye guys. See you.